Welcome. I am Ada K. Grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's hop into court. Welcome, everybody. Well, I guess that sound was a little soft, or was it good, Miss Kevin? Okay, I'll fix it. Welcome. Oh my gosh, y'all. Thank you for joining. We have our fabulous interpreter back, Miss Diane. Yay! We love you. We love you. We love you. Bless you, bless you, bless you, my dear. Um, wow, it's been a crazy day. I'm going to give it a little bit of time for people to hop on before we get into the weeds, but I will go ahead and do some show and tell. I have created a new intro, which you just saw. So I guess I have to get the sound louder. Yeah, I got to figure out how to do that. I apologize. And then I created 2 breaking news things, and I forgot I got to get over to it.
Breaking news.
So that one breaking news.
Breaking news.
The other one. And then we have, by the way, trigger warning, flashing, and popping. And then we have my exit. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. I hope you have an awesome day. Till next time, take care. I got to figure out how to get the volume up because I have it turned up all the way, but that's okay. Hello, Miss, of course, Miss Kevin. Hello, Miss Z Morales. How are you doing? Hazelnut Pretzel? Hey, I'm just not sure having the date on the wrong 13th. Today is not the 12th. I don't have an idea what that's talking about. Don't know. Me not know. Wow, this has been an insane week. And actually, I thought we were going to still be in the Rust trial. It was supposed to go through next week. Court is always a surprise. Court, what's today? Saturday, Friday, Thursday. And oh my gosh, I thought it was going to be boring. It was tiring. It was not a wow factor of a day for us until Miss Poppell, Poppell, got on the witness stand. And she is the one who let the cat out of the bag. And I heard it. And I was like, is this something that they're going to be, the defense will capitalize on? Or is this something that is not going to amount to anything? Nothing's going to happen. So when they came back the next day and had a motion hearing about this, I was all in. All in. Yes, mods, I have all of it. I am gonna go ahead and deal with this because everybody's popping it up on my screen. I already have it, targeted to talk about. I'm going to talk about briefly the situation with the President Trump. First of all, that I am aware and I am monitoring the situation for any new news. So, my mods, if anything comes up that's news, that post that's new, please send it to me. Flag it so I know. But otherwise, we are not going to get in political debate. We're not going to make assumptions. We're not going to talk about which side you're on. This is just an important historical figure in our country who has been wounded. Now, I do have a video with an interview that most of you may not have seen that we're going to show. So let me get that geared up. I don't mind sharing and discussing events and doing all that, but at the same time, no politics. As some people say, no pickle. Was it pickles, no politics? I thought about pineapple, no politics, because I love pineapple. I love pineapple. Share. I'm going to get this on screen, guys. I'm sorry. It's going to take me just a split second. Get it up here. Okay. Miss Diane is going to interpret it. Let me get the sound on and let's listen.
So we made it out of the venue area. We have all evacuated. Again, press, attendees, everyone who was there is now out of the area. We are currently in the parking lot. Again, there were thousands of people at this rally, as there are at many rallies. There are a lot of cars in this parking lot, all looking to leave. As we were getting ready to speak with you, we just ran into Joe and Donna, a mother-son, who say that they were right there. They were in the area where this happened. Donna, let me start with you. First of all, are you okay?
Yes, I'm shook. I'm definitely shook up, but I'm okay. Yeah, and we were Trump was talking.
Oh, don't do this. I have good Wi-Fi. What the heck?
It's got a really bad double echo.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll stop this for a minute and I'll figure out what's going on.
Watching him, I heard pop, pop, pop. I thought it was like a cat
Is it echoing, Miss Kevin?
My son's like, God, get down. And next thing you know, everybody around us was down. And then once we got down, we were up at the top of our bleacher. The men were yelling to all the snipers and all the cops to come over because he had shot a man and a woman in our bleacher. We heard the one is very fatal. We don't know that for sure, but they were down. They went out.
Okay, did you hear it, Miss Kevin? Okay, basically, we have confirmation of one deceased person that was a victim, and the perpetrator is also deceased. That is what we have been told. Once again, we are relying on news that's through the internet. So if that is not correct, we apologize. We do not wish to spread false rumors. Okay, am I echoing? Nope. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So right now, no new news other than the president has been removed from the hospital and is in good condition. Is all I've heard. Miss Kevin, any luck with your friend? She said no. All right. Excuse me. We are now going to move. I'm going to talk about two people. We have lost two people in our celebrity community today. First, we lost Dr. Ruth. Dr. Ruth was she German? Dr. Ruth Westenheimer has passed away at the age of 96. She is an intimate therapist or intimate educationalist. And so she was very, very, very famous and well known through the late 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. She passed away at 96. The other one, which a lot of people will be grieving, is Richard Simmons. The infamous Richard Simmons has passed away. So we pray for their families and all who knew them. Okay, dog lover, I will play this. Hopefully there'll be no
I'm now going to
echo,
show you the moment that just
because
happened.
if you don't, some
when the
people
former
don't know
president
what's
was speaking.
happening. So if there's an echo, let me know. I don't know why there would be, but let's see. Share screen. There we go. There we go. There we go. And here we go.
At his
Let
rally.
me know
Let's
if
watch
there's
the
an echo.
video.
Look what happened.
I don't know why there's an echo. You're hearing an echo? I've got to have you on stage. I can't hear you.
I can't tell now, that happened too fast. So
Kevin?
And your computer background.
My computer background.
Yes. Are you I don't know how to explain it. So when you're sharing the screen and you hit present and you hit share the screen, try starting all the way over like that.
What do you mean sharing the screen starting over?
So when you
I'm
hit,
now going to show you the moment that just happened.
Okay, so
when the
here's
former
what's
president was
happening.
speaking at his
What?
It's not presenting in StreamYard, and so it's playing through your computer. So you need to start all the way over. Like close the tab and start over. Does that
I
make sense?
did. And
Okay.
let's try this. Let's see if that works. As I don't share the screen, I'm actually sharing the link.
Okay, there we
Is
go.
this
Let's
better?
watch that video.
Now put the video up.
Look what happened.
It's still echoing.
Is it good?
No, I still hear the echo. I don't know why. All right, wait, hang on. Now try it. Now we can't hear it at all. Okay, here we go. Still,
Watch that video.
it might be better. Try again.
Look what happened.
What happened to the sound?
Oh, there we go. Now it's not echoing. Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to restart it.
I'm now going to.
Well, we don't have an
Okay.
echo now, but can you hear
We
it?
do?
We don't have an echo now. We're good.
Okay, guys. Sorry about that. That was strange. Oh, yeah, I'll take you off, Miss Kevin. Oh, you did. Good. All right, here we go, y'all.
Show you the moment that just happened when the former president was speaking at his rally. Let's watch that video.
Look what happened.
8 shots. 1 hit here. The ear.
Okay. So what you are watching is video from just a few moments ago when former President Donald Trump was on stage at his rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. You see the Secret Service who were surrounding him. You see how they got him to the ground and that they were waiting to move him after we heard those noises. We don't know what those noises were at this point. We do know that they get him off the stage and that the former president was in his armored vehicle. They have now left the site of that incident. So the former president, Donald Trump, no longer there at that rally site in Butler, Pennsylvania. I'm going to let you watch more to see this full thing unfold. You see they move him off the stage.
Let me get my shoes. Hold on, your head is bloody.
Okay, I'm going to say this so everyone's not panicking. He has an injury to his ear, but if you watch, there's a pop-up, and the second one, he went like this. They're saying technically he was injured on the way down. You can see where there's a little chunk, a little thing right there on the close-up. We'll see more later. But yes, there are the perpetrator is deceased and at least one
He is standing up.
bystander is deceased.
It's unclear what his status is, but you see him put his fist up and you see him doing a fist pump. It appears like he's saying fight. It looks as if there might be blood on his ear.
They're wanting him to go down
Again,
and be protected.
these are pictures we are just
He's
seeing for
not
the
doing
first
it.
time right now as the former president is led off the stage in Butler, Pennsylvania, after we heard loud noises and he was rushed to the ground. And then you see the Secret Service around him, getting him into his vehicle. Now,
Yeah,
we do
he's
not know
going to
where
get a
he has
lecture
gone.
for that behavior.
We just know that he was put into that car right there. While you see his fist in the air, it does appear as if there is some blood on his ear. Unclear how that happened. Secret Service get him into the vehicle and rush him off that site and get him out of there. Again, we don't know where the former president is at this exact moment, only that he was taken away from the rally site there in Butler, Pennsylvania. Again, if you were just tuning in, former President Donald Trump was minutes into his rally there in Pennsylvania when we heard loud noises. He was thrown to the ground by Secret Service agents who then rushed him in, as you're watching now, to that car and drove him off site. Our reporter, Elena Treen, witnessed this all unfold. Elena, I think you're here with us. I want to go out to Elena so she can tell us more of what she saw from her vantage point. Elena?
Hi, Jessica. Yeah, so it's been a very chaotic couple of minutes. A lot of tension right now out here.
Former
They
president, he has
just
a
keep
protective
repeating
detail.
all the stuff. What I want you to see is this one, because this is straight from the eyewitnesses themselves, and I think is worth seeing. So we're going to share screen, hopefully not have any problems. Let's see.
Now out of the area. We are currently in the parking lot. Again, there were thousands of people at this rally, as there are at many rallies. There are a lot of cars in this parking lot, all looking to leave.
Haley.
As we were getting ready to speak with you, we just ran into Joe and Donna, a mother-son, who say that they were right there. They were in the area where this happened. Donna, let me start with you. First of all, are you okay?
Yes, I'm shook. I'm definitely shook up, but I'm okay. Yeah, and Trump was talking.
Oh, dagnabbit, this is nothing I can control. Sorry.
Watching him, I heard pop, pop, pop. I thought it was like a cap gun. And my son's like, "Gun, get down." And next thing you know, everybody around us was down. And then once we got down, we was up at the top of our bleacher. The men were yelling to all the snipers and all the cops to come over because he had shot a man and a woman in our bleacher. We heard the one is very fatal. We don't know that for sure, but they were down. They went out on.
Yeah,
so Joe,
fatal.
What exactly did you see? Because from our vantage point, we couldn't see what was going on. We didn't see any individuals. All we could do was listen for those sounds. But what did you see?
Again, I was watching the president, and you hear the gunshots go off. Remarks from up top said that the shooter actually climbed up the back of the bleacher. And after we got down, like my mom said, there was two people down. They were calling for medics. We did see the two people that were shot, and we saw them get carried out. Like, I don't know. The one didn't look like they were okay. I hope the other one's okay, and just may God watch over them tonight.
And Dawn, you said two people. Were these two people fellow attendees of the rally? And what kind of did you see them get shot directly, or did you just see the aftermath?
No, you just heard the noise. You heard the pop, pop, pop. Seen the aftermath.
It was awesome.
And neither of them looked good. They were both down. Nobody was talking. Nobody was moving.
What was going through your mind as you were witnessing all of this?
Are they still here? And am I going to get shot? That's what's going through my mind. He's holding my hand, and we were going to get up and try to get out of here. And some gentleman there said, "No, you stay down." So we stayed down, and then we finally heard everybody evacuate, and he grabbed my hand, and we got out of there.
Okay, that's what's happened. So if we have any more breaking news, I shall bring it to you. If anything comes up while we're here, where is my? There it is. Guys, I have the mod manager. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about, and I need to do a little, let's see if this works. Okay, so a little swoop. We have some interesting, some of you may have seen them, some of you may have not. We've got some comments and statements pertaining to the Alec Baldwin trial, as we are all kind of take a breath and come down from yesterday. It was a crazy, crazy day. Hi, Kristen. Oh, I'm having a great weekend. Yes. So let's see the interview, which aired yesterday. Some of you may or may not have seen it, from our wonderful. Oh, wait. I'm going to wait. Wrong one. The special prosecutor's interview. I'm going to do her first because I want you to see that. We have multiple interviews to show you because we got some tea. We're spilling some tea.
And I respect the court's decision. There is absolutely no evidence that any of that ammunition is related to the incident involving Ms. Hutchins.
So the judge is wrong?
No, I said that I respect the court's decision. I think that people can disagree. I'm disappointed because I believe that the importance of the evidence was misconstrued by the defense attorneys, but I have to respect the court's decision.
Do you feel you let the Hutchins family down?
Do you regret not turning over the ammunition?
Well, I didn't know that the ammunition that became the subject of today's hearing existed.
You still believe Mr. Baldwin was guilty?
We're going to call that BS. Yes, dog lover. Yes. Two people, a bystander and the perpetrator. Yep. So she is lying through her teeth because she said in court that she did know about the evidence, but she did not feel or believe that it connected to this case. She said it never left the state of Arizona, and because it never left the state of Arizona, she didn't feel it was impertinent to this case. Now she's standing outside, giving an interview and lying through her teeth. Oh, come on, girl. You've already roasted yourself beyond redemption. Are you going to bury yourself too?
That has never been a decision for me. That has always been a decision for the jury.
Did you let the Hutchins family down?
No, we didn't. We did everything humanly possible to bring justice to Helena and to her family, and we're proud of the work that we did. Again, we disagree with the court's decision, but we have to respect it.
So where do you go from here? Where do you go from here?
Ciara, do you have any?
Okay, now here is another important interview. This is a little longer, but it is worth listening to.
Quit today. Why? Guess what? This almost never happens. This prosecutor wants to be heard enough that she's coming on TV right after this happened. Erlinda Ocampo Johnson joins us now. Thank you so much for taking the opportunity.
Hi, Chris.
First, let me give you a chance to respond what was said about you. Another member of the team said you left the team because you didn't like that this Brady hearing was public.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I left because I learned about this evidence when the public learned about it yesterday, late afternoon. As I don't know if you're aware, I actually came on this case kind of late in the game. I came on the case towards the end of April. So I had to get up to speed. I was not involved in the Hannah Gutierrez case at all. And so I was not aware that this individual had taken this ammunition to the sheriff's department and provided it to the officers. I learned all of that yesterday when Mr. Spiro was cross-examining the crime scene technician. So I inquired some more. And this morning, when the motion hearing began, my position was during the lunch hour, before the lunch hour, during the lunch hour, we have an obligation as prosecutors. We have an obligation not only to the people, but to the defendant. And our obligation is to make sure that all the evidence is turned over. We don't get to decide what the defense is going to be. Our job is to ensure transparency and to ensure that the defendant has everything that the prosecution has gathered. What they do with it, that's up to them. Go ahead.
Two things. One, the better minds that I bring on the show, because what do I know, were very impressed by your opening. They felt that you had good command and that you made a very strong case. Did you believe that Alec Baldwin should be found guilty?
I did. I believed the evidence that we had. I had no idea that there was this other evidence that had not been turned over. That there were some actions that were done during the filming, and there was some recklessness. I did based on the evidence that was available. But my job is not to get a conviction. It's to put the evidence before a jury. That's how I saw my job, is to put all this evidence before the jury and let the jury decide. But once things start, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I want to hear you. But once things what?
So once I learned that this evidence was not turned over, that it was there, it was under a different case number, and my obligations, my ethical obligations as a prosecutor. Now, keep in mind, I've been a prosecutor. I was a state and federal prosecutor for over a decade. I've been a prosecutor. I've been a criminal defense lawyer for the last 16 years. So I've been on both sides. And I know what you're required to do. And when this came to light, I think that the best decision would have been for the state to dismiss the case. That's why I resigned.
Really?
Because I believed that case should have been dismissed. And I advocated for that over the lunch hour, and it wasn't. And so when we came back after the lunch hour, I asked to withdraw.
So you wanted the prosecution team to walk away from the case. They said no. So you said, then I'm walking away. And then the judge basically agreed with you. So I have two questions. First one is, so you believed it should be dismissed. Explain to people who don't understand anything about the law, why did you believe this ammunition was so important for the defense?
So obviously, you're a lawyer, I think. Brady versus Maryland imposes requirements on the prosecution to turn over evidence. The rules of criminal procedure impose those requirements, those duties as well. So is the evidence material? That's number one. How timely is the disclosure? Without question, this was grossly untimely. Number two, is it material? So the question is, could the defense have made some use of this evidence in their defense? And like I said, we as prosecutors do not get to make that decision what the defense is going to be. It's, can the defense use this, and could it potentially raise some sort of reasonable doubt? And you have to step back. You're not an advocate. As a prosecutor, you're not an advocate. You are there to present the facts and to present the evidence. And your job is, and that's why I took this case on. I agreed to come on board, is because there was a woman who was killed, no question about it. This was tragic. And something happened, and a jury needed to make that decision. And so I believe in the system. And unfortunately, something went horribly wrong here, and I was not aware of it. And when I did become aware of it, my ethical obligations dictated that I advocate for a dismissal.
So let's talk about what went wrong, okay? And, you know, you guys at home can Google Brady versus Maryland. It's a 1963 case that basically just goes to things that either could be exculpatory, meaning it's evidence that the defense could use to show it wasn't them, or what they call impeachment, which is evidence that the defense could use to show that one of the witnesses for the prosecution is full of it, okay? Basically, that's what Brady was. They call it Brady material. Your co-counsel says you have it wrong, that this ammunition, she knew about it, obviously, and she says, nah, it didn't have any real value. It had no resemblance to the ammunition that is involved in Alec Baldwin's case. Why would I turn it over?
Well, you know, at the end of the day, a jury could have believed that, but our obligations are to turn all evidence over that could potentially be used by the defense in their defense. It's not for us to decide what is the defense going to be. It's not for us to say, well, his defense was he didn't pull the trigger. So his defense is not.
I got you. But here's the tough question. Here's the tough question. The suggestion, not from you, from me, is that this may have been in bad faith. Your co-counsel knew about this. She was willing to get on the stand, take the oath, and say, I didn't see any value here. Defense counsel and you echo the same standard. You don't get to decide whether or not it has value. She says, yes, I do. Otherwise, how do I know what to turn over? And I thought this didn't meet the standard. What is the standard, and why do you believe co-counsel got it wrong?
Well, this is a lot to process. Obviously, I learned about this yesterday evening. But just in looking at, so the first time I look at this evidence was this morning, because it was brought over to court. I think, as you saw, the judge had them open the envelope. And so there were 3 rounds that looked very similar to the live rounds that were found on the set of Rust. Thinking as a defense attorney, I'm thinking the defense could have argued Hannah Gutierrez-Reed was a great armorer. She was completely competent, and there was sabotage. So you have that potential sabotage angle. So then at that point, potentially those 3 rounds do become potentially exculpatory. But the point is, it should have been turned over. It wasn't turned over.
So you think it met the standard? Any way you look at it, it should have been turned over. It was enough for you to step away. I want to ask you about the case now that it's dismissed, because I didn't understand why you guys brought it. I thought it was totally political. I thought if this guy's name wasn't Alec Baldwin, if it was Alec McIntosh, he wouldn't be there. That he pissed off the prosecutors early on by what he was saying, and they wanted to get him. Why am I wrong?
Well, first of all, I was not involved in the charging decisions. I will tell you that based on my evaluation of the evidence that I was privy to and that I saw when I came on board on this case, was that there were numerous clips from the filming on the set that showed that Mr. Baldwin, unfortunately, did engage in some horseplay with this gun. For example, one individual who was interviewed by the OSHA investigators and testified or gave an interview that there was a time that he allowed Mr. Baldwin to use him kind of as a target, to shoot blanks at him, at his person. And obviously, these are real guns. You don't do that with real guns. So there's
on a movie set. But isn't that exactly what they do on a movie set?
Well, no, you don't use another person as a target, as a human target. So that could potentially be reckless. And so, he wasn't charged with intentional homicide. There's no question, for me, there's no question Mr. Baldwin did not intend to do this. But the question is, was there wanton and recklessness? And so that's why I did believe in the case. I had no idea that this other evidence had not been turned over.
That is very
Because-
clear, and I've told the audience this is not about you. That's a separate prosecutor who seemed to know about it. We've showed her on screen. Her name is Morrissey. It is not you. I just want to ask you, I have two more questions. The first one is, I still don't buy it. I don't understand how on a movie set you should have a reasonable expectation that you might have live ammo in the weapon. Well, why? Why would you have that as a reasonable expectation?
Because remember, there are the SAG guidelines, there's bulletins, safety bulletins that dictate even if you're an actor, even if you're on a movie set, you treat a real firearm as though it's always loaded, never point it at another person, and don't put your finger on the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Those are cardinal firearm handling safety rules. So yes, did I believe that there was some inappropriate behavior with regard to handling this gun? I do. It's unfortunate that things went the way they went, but the fact of the matter is that we as prosecutors have very, very serious and high ethical obligations that when something comes to our attention, evidence comes to us, or we become aware of evidence, you turn it over. You don't decide.
Are you a big Alec Baldwin fan? Are you a big Alec Baldwin fan?
You know, I actually do. I am a fan. I wouldn't say a big fan. I did, and I never saw him as Alec Baldwin, the actor. To me, it was, this is a case, someone died. This was a tragic case. Someone was killed. And she was killed with a live bullet. She was killed because someone also pointed a gun at her. I never had, for me, it was not about Alec Baldwin, the actor. This is not about politics. For me, it was about putting forth the facts before a jury.
Last thing for you, and again, really, thank you for coming on, Ms. Johnson. Really appreciate it. You ooze authenticity to me, and we are very hungry for it right now when it comes to trusting our institutions. So I appreciate what you did, but I'm also worried for you now. Are you worried that, you know, the right move was for you to just kind of sit there and let the judge make the ruling, and then if they made the wrong ruling, you could have walked away, but now you walked away and you may be a target in the community or by other prosecutors for going bad on your team?
Well, no, I walked away before the judge made the ruling. I asked you.
I know. Should you have waited?
No, absolutely not. I have ethical obligations, and personally, I have moral obligations. And my ethical obligation and my moral obligations really are not that different. And so when I see that something isn't right, and when I see that the law isn't followed, I don't care who you are, where you are, you make the right decision. And for me, the right decision was to walk up to the judge and ask to be allowed to withdraw before that circus of a hearing got underway.
Do you think that she decided the way she did because of you?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think that—
I got to tell you. Go ahead, make your point.
No, I said I think it's because it met the legal standard.
I got to tell you, Erlinda Ocampo Johnson, this is a very refreshing conversation. It has nothing to do with the outcome of the case. I still don't get the case, but I respect your argument on it. And I really respect what you did and your rationale for doing it. This was a brave thing to do. And I have tremendous respect for you. And if there's anything we can do down the road to help, if this gets a little ugly because people don't like what you did, we're a call away if we can help in any way. But thank you for rationalizing your behavior the way you did.
No problem. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to News Nation now.
Okay. What did you guys think of that interview? We do have more news concerning Trump. I'm going to try something new. I'm trying my new things. So, yeah, let's try. Ready?
Breaking news.
I'm having fun. I've created a bunch of fun things. I wish I had my code red that I had created for yesterday, because that would have been awesome. But they are confirming 2 victims. One is deceased. The person who did this is deceased. The other person, unknown condition. And oh, thank you, lady. And then they are confirming Trump was hit in the ear. It came that close. Just a fraction of an inch off, it would have been a different story. So we'll see. Okay, now we have the interview. These are short, Miss Diane. So let me get those up and going. Now we have did we see the special prosecutor? No. Yes, we did. We saw that. Yes, because she lied. Here's Gloria Allred. Gloria Allred is representing Helena's family. And this is going to get nasty in civil. It's going to get awful in civil court, unfortunately. But that's the way it is.
Conference regarding this dismissal. Let's listen in.
Is responsible for Helena's death. We are dedicated to holding Alec Baldwin and the entire Rust production accountable in our civil lawsuit, which is not affected by the decision of the court yesterday in the criminal case. Our case is important because we believe that everyone, yes, even celebrities like Alec Baldwin and producers, should follow accepted safety protocols so that all crew members have a safe workplace. Actors do not have any special right to ignore gun safety guidelines. We all have a duty to each other to make sure that our workplaces are safe. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
All right, a question for you. Alec Baldwin, he posted something on Instagram about 5 minutes ago, basically thanking all of the people out there, the countless people who have supported him. Can you talk about the family of Helena Hutchins? What kind of support structure have they felt throughout this ordeal?
Sorry, that's someone's. The family of Helena Hutchins. Now that would include Matthew Hutchins, the widower, with whom we have no contact. We do not represent him. But he has had no contact with our clients, with the mother of Helena, with the father of Helena, with the sister of Helena. They live in the war zone in Ukraine, in Kyiv. They don't speak very much English. But he knows that I represent them. His attorney knows that I represent them. And despite my public urging for at least many, many months, he has never reached out, nor has his attorney, to try to arrange at least a phone call to say to Olga, I'm sorry. Whatever he wants to say. He could say, I didn't know there was a bullet in the gun. I didn't pull the trigger, whatever his latest, story is. But to just ignore them, they were very close to Helena. So instead of calling them, his attorneys have attacked them. in a public filing.
You've been listening to prominent local attorney Gloria Allred, who is representing Kalina Hutchins' family. Kalina Hutchins, of course, the cinematographer.
Okay. Like I said, if Baldwin has any responsibility, in my humble opinion, it's civil, not criminal. And it is not for me to decide or to put too much opinion as what that should be. That's between him and the family. But I will tell you, this man will never look at another weapon again the same. This is going to haunt him for a long time. Ooh. We have a guest. Oh, hello, Miss Jules.
Hi, hi, hi,
How
hi.
are you?
Excuse my appearance. You know,
No,
I've been
let me
sick.
get this way. Oh, you're lovely, dear.
Well, I appreciate you. But I'm still, you know, sick, but I'm better. If that makes any
Yes.
sense.
Oh, and your little one's been with you?
Yeah, getting into nothing but trouble, knowing that, you know, he can get away with it because I'm just not in the mood. But yeah. So hi, Mrs. Kevin. Yeah. Okay. Quick health update, and then Ada can go on to her topic. I'm still sick, but I'm not as bad as I was. I'm still congested all up in here. The chest is getting a whole lot better. I've got some taste buds coming back. I know, right? And I'm starting to smell just a little bit. And the reason I keep checking every day. Remember when I told you, Ada, about the
Yep.
Vicks, that when I opened it up, I couldn't smell it, and I thought, well, okay, well, I opened it today. Every day I've been opening it just to see if I could smell it, and I opened it today, and I could smell it a little, not the strong Vicks Vapor Rub smell that you're supposed to get, but to me, I'm on the road to recovery.
Well, I told you it may not take a whole month to start getting it back. It's different for everybody.
Yeah, I can't wait for it to be over. And did I tell you Dr. Joe has it too?
No. Were you guys together at that conference?
No, he was in Colorado on vacation with his family when I got it. He came home, and 2 days after he came home, he called me and he said, I don't know what you did to me, but you gave me a COVID. I was like, no. And then he sent me a picture of his test. And I was like, oh my God. And I said, how you feel? He goes, oh, I'm doing great. 2 days later, he messages me and he goes, well, now I know what you're talking about. So
this is how he feels.
Yeah. So I talked to him today briefly, and he's bouncing back a lot quicker than I did. But I asked him, I said, listen, and you're the doctor here. I said, you got any suggestions for the congestion? I said, because I've got pretty much everything under control. And he told me that he started out with Zyrtec, and then he went to Dayquil during the day and NyQuil at night. And that's how he's been getting along. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. I just want this part to like go away. But other than that, I'm good. We're still planning on going to the hearing on the 1st together because we both should be 100%.
And this is at the Maya hearing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Are they gonna have it on TV? Because I want to have it.
I don't know. I will check. Let's see. Today is what, the 13th, 14th. I'll check on Wednesday on the court doc, and if if it's not going to be televised, they usually have a Zoom. So that means, Ada, you could sign in. I could send you the court link, and
Yes,
then
that
you
would be
could
perfect.
sign in to the Zoom link, and you could do it that way.
That would be great. And then I want your opinions on it. What are your opinions about the Baldwin trial?
Okay, well, listen, between
And
you
don't
and
hold
I,
back.
yeah, because between you and I, you know how I feel. I did not think he should have been charged in the first place. I feel it was a tragic accident. Go ahead, everybody beat me up. I don't really care. What do you call it? I think the person that was ultimately responsible is in jail right now.
A lot of people don't think long enough because that was in Texas. It'd be a whole lot more than 18 months.
Well, I don't know in Texas what involuntary manslaughter
I'll tell you.
is. Yeah, you'd have to tell me. However, so yeah, I did look up let me see if I could find it now. On SAG.
Yeah. 2 to 20.
What was it? What was it? Did you say 2 to 20?
I think so.
Holy crap. Seriously? Whoa.
Well, let's see. I'm looking.
That's a long time for involuntary manslaughter. I'm trying to find it.
I spend the day in my steel-toe boots. I come home, put on my.
I can't find. Wait, is this it? I can't find it right now. But it says, I gotta find it because that's going to drive me insane. I don't want to hold you up by trying to find it, but
you're good. You're good.
Are you sure? Because I wonder if I could find it this way instead. Let's see if I could find it this way. Because when I read, and yes, it's vague. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's definitely vague, but it was clear that what do you call it? When it comes to the actors, they're not responsible when it comes to, let me see, is it this one here? No, it's not there. Is it this one? I think it might be this one.
Let's recap day 2.
Is it this one? Crud.
Oh, Kristen, that's sweet of you. Please let Maya and her family know, Jules, they still have a lot of support out here.
Oh,
They
I
do.
definitely will. For sure.
Yeah, I think it's 5 years per count, I believe, for them, depending on the what do you call it when they add on enhancers?
Yeah. Well, why can't I find it? Now I can't find it. Oh my goodness, how embarrassing is this?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for the SAG. Is it this one? No, I just looked there. Where I pulled it up, where it said on there that the actors are not responsible, that it is the armorer on 2 days.
Well, did you just see the video I played where Gloria Allred was saying that the actors are responsible?
Listen,
I'm all
don't
like,
even get me started about her. Don't.
Is she like 80 years old?
Well, she's definitely up there, but listen, she's a showboater. She's a money grabber every time. Like, think about
ambulance chaser.
Yes, And think about all the and anytime some big story breaks, especially if it involves a woman, who's there? It's her.
Gloria.
Yeah. And and to say that she's representing the family is so disingenuous of her. It just and to make reference to the Holocaust.
Oh, yes,
Did you
I
see
know. I
the
heard
interview
that.
with Ted Rollins? You didn't see
Huh?
the interview? You didn't see the interview with Ted Rollins?
Of Gloria?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think
She
so.
made reference to the Holocaust and Alec Baldwin. Yeah.
Oh, I'll watch it later. That's disgusting. Well,
Yeah.
I just found some pictures of Alec Baldwin going to dinner with his family after trial yesterday. And I'm sorry, Stephen, his brother, he looks like he's a few cards short of a
Well,
deck.
he's hearing impaired.
Well, that
Let's be kind.
No. I'm talking about. I told them people on my channel. They already know this. They have such squinty eyes naturally.
The whole family does.
Yes, they, and so they're sitting there, and I have this ex-friend we used to call Weasel.
Yeah.
But I'm just being a little lighthearted, but the way they're dressed in public, here, I'll share it. It just it doesn't look like a star family, if you know what I mean.
You are terrible.
Well, I'm
Listen,
gisting. I'm making light, but
least
I am happy that they're able to actually have dinner. I mean, he was so close to possibly going to jail. And that's his sister right there. But yeah, this is yeah. I'm sure this is a huge relief for him, but
and his
the show
family.
of support is just absolutely amazing from the family.
Yeah. I mean, even
But
his
he made
daughter was there the other
yeah.
day,
Yeah.
which I thought was fabulous. And I cannot find. This is going to irritate the hell out of me. I want to find. There's one other place.
By the way, while you're looking, I want to read a comment. Jules, I have to disagree. As a producer on the set, he should have been more aware of Hannah's incompetence. I don't think he's responsible as an actor, just a producer. Well, I want to share something with you. There's a person living in Kerrville that's been in a lot of Westerns. He is a very famous person, and I can't say his name. But Sensei, I talked to him, and the thing about producers is people don't realize there's different levels of producers. Can you come get Sensei? And those producers, you have managing producers, and he was not one of those kind of producers.
That's correct. He was not.
Only had producer over creative rights.
That's it.
Now, it doesn't matter if he put money in the film, it doesn't matter. But the thing is that the producer that does the hiring or the agency that they hired to do the hiring is the responsible person. He showed up on scene and she'd already been on scene a few days. So
That's
he
right.
really had no control over hiring her. That is not his production wheelhouse. You've got some people who are finance people. You've got some people who are film producer type people. You've got people who do more insurance. I mean, producer is another word for manager. Is that about right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And
you have a bunch of different managers over different departments. So those are the producers. They do sometimes have a financial interest because they put their money in because they want to support the film and they want the credits.
Right. And that's what he did. He put money into it. He wanted the credits, but he was not a managing producer.
Well, only thing he had right was over his acting creativity.
That was it. That was it. And Joel Souza, he's the one that wrote the script.
Yep.
He wrote it. He wrote the screenplay.
That is his disguise. What sign are you wanting to look up, Miss Haley? Sensei, go. I think she may need potty. Thank you. But in the end, he will be paying for this because he will be sued civilly. And here's the thing, other actors are suing them, all producers, including him, for emotional distress, PTSD, trauma. There's about 10, 15 lawsuits out right now against him.
I have a real problem with Sarah Zachary suing for emotional distress and trauma. Yeah. And she's the one who threw the bullets away.
Yeah, I know that right there. She knew dang well what she was doing.
And she knew she was in constant contact with Seth Kenny, who inserted himself in the investigation from the get-go. Gee, I wonder why. And why did Seth Kenny tell Hannah, oh, you don't need to get a lawyer. Don't worry about getting a lawyer. You shouldn't get a lawyer. There was text messages between Sarah and Seth Kenny where Sarah was complaining about Hannah because she didn't want Hannah to boss her around when it came to the armor stuff and the props and all that. She was the one that wanted Hannah gone. And she threw bullets away immediately after the shooting, didn't tell anybody for 30 days.
Yep.
And Seth Kenny is telling her, shh, don't say anything, quiet, zip it up. But after 30 days, she finally came clean. Why? Because Carrie Morrissey gave her immunity.
Yep. I heard about that.
I mean, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's just wrong on so many levels.
Haley Mouse wants to know, how do you sign disguise?
Oh, really? That's it? Just that? Oh, okay.
There's really no, okay, unmute yourself, misinterpreter, and talk.
There's no particular way unless it's in a disguise as a witch or a disguise as
cowboy.
Yeah, a cowboy, or it's you're wearing a mask as a disguise.
Halloween.
Yeah, this is also Halloween.
Yeah, this or this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it depends. There's different ways. That's a famous answer with interpreters. It depends
on
the situation and context.
By the way, props to you last night, girl. Props. I could not believe you did 5 hours. 5 hours of signing.
And I told her if she does it again, she's going to ruin herself. Call me.
How so? Oh, because
hours? No.
Oh, all right.
That's a lot. That can damage your body.
Yeah.
Well,
I was afraid to call her because it was so late, and she's an hour ahead of me. So it was 2 a.m. for her time when I ended. But I have permission to call her now, so we're good. 5 hours of signing.
Shh, Frankie. Shh.
I did good though.
You did fabulous, girl.
Of the last 10 minutes, that's when it was like,
Frankie, be quiet.
Not very many interpreters can do long interpreting. Diane and I are not blessed to be in live in areas where there's always other interpreters to partner with.
Mm-hmm.
If you work for interpreting agencies, then they always send two to most jobs. But where I live, that doesn't happen. Yep, that was awesome. But
I have an agency that will fly me to Chicago to work. They will fly me to Michigan to work because there's such a shortage of interpreters.
So you gonna do it?
Oh, I do it. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yep. Yeah, there's a huge shortage of interpreters, but it doesn't help that when you go to get a certification, which most people think that you have to have under law,
Mm-hmm.
because under the ADA law, it says qualified, not certified. So they do have a national certification, but that's a choice to take. Right, Diane? You're not required.
The biggest problem with that is who does most of the complaining?
Other interpreters. So what happens is you go to college for 4 years to get an associate's degree. I did it. That's about 100 hours for an associate's degree. And then you have to go, in order to get your diploma for the interpreting part, you have to pass a board of examiners interpreters test, BEI. And if you don't pass it, you don't get your diploma.
Yeah.
And then they have at best a 40% pass rate first time. It is harder to pass an ASL interpreting exam than it is the medical boards.
Listen, I don't think I could pass any of them.
So there's something Kristen said. I am mad at the AD was able to make a deal. Assistant director. He had his hand on the gun and he was the safety check on it. And I said the wrong word. Oh well.
He got 6 months probation. Ooh, big whoop, okay? But yet I'm gonna find the sad thing. I'm still looking.
Unsupervised probation.
Yeah. So look, Alec Baldwin is not a nice person. I
don't have to like him.
Exactly. He's not a nice human, okay? He's done a lot of bad things in his past, but let's also remember that our past should not define who we are today.
Unless you're still in it.
True. Very true. But people were bringing up the terrible things that he said to Ireland 20 years ago. Look.
Okay. I said some mean things 20 years ago. You're going to bring it up today?
I said some terrible things to my kids as well, okay? The thing of it is that at the time, what he did, it was pretty rough. It was rough. I'm not going to lie, it was rough. However, she's a grown woman. They have made their peace with one another. She made him a grandpa. Her and her mom were at his roast. What was it, like a year and a half ago or something like that? 2 years ago it was. They all get along now. And divorce is hard. I don't have to tell you, Ada, you know. Divorce is hard. When you have kids, it's hard. Now there's this blended family. It's working. He's older, okay? Things have changed.
The testosterone has dropped a wee bit.
Just a wee bit, because he just pushed
I don't
out
know. He's got 7 young kids.
Yeah, he's got a 2-year-old.
I know, right? Look,
I
Haley.
think he's crazy.
Yeah. Haley Mouse said is talking about when I was on Rob last night. He upped the speed to 1.25, and everyone was talking about like this fast, and I was keeping up. I don't expect you to interpret all that fast, but the mods were so kind as they sent him a note. I noticed she had a message Rob and tell him to keep a sustained pace.
Yeah, and then he went and dropped it back down.
He went and dropped it back down, and I was like, I'm fine. I'm really fine.
But
We have ASL interpreters at St. George's for signing sand. Oh yes.
But
Yeah, I was speed signing.
People wanted to crucify him and lock him up and throw away the key based on that, and not with the actual facts of what went on here. And also remember, the first time he was charged in this crime in New Mexico, that wasn't even a crime at the time. That's why she had to drop the charges, because she charged him with something that wasn't even a law. It wasn't a crime.
And the person who wrote the charges got fired because they did such a poor job of writing it. And then she had an assistant district attorney that he was removed from the case because he claimed he worked for he was a member, or he was part of the workers labor union, labor union, had a conflict. And then she hired a woman, and she left, and they didn't say why, I don't think. And then they hired I think her name was Johnson, and
Orlinda Johnson, yeah.
Yeah. And she walked out in the middle of trial.
And my hat's
and
off.
rightfully, and kudos.
She did the right thing. She did the right thing.
She did the right thing.
Father Frankie.
I could not believe what I was seeing. I was like, what? That is Rob and Ian, EDB, all of them were all like,
yeah. And
what
so
are we
then
seeing
charges.
here?
So then after the law gets written and put into law, then she goes back and charges him. No, right then and there, everybody should have known something wasn't right. Okay. Something just wasn't.
I thought you could not be charged if the law was written after the crime was committed.
Well, you would think, but this is Carrie Morrissey we're talking about here.
Well, do you think she's going now? She was hired to be a special
prosecutor.
She has her own private practice, right?
I think so, but I'm not really sure on that.
Well, I don't. If she was my attorney, I'd fire her in a minute. I'd go to the Miss Johnson. She has integrity. She's someone that I can trust. I tell you, it's horrible.
Yeah.
It was absolutely mortifying. Even if he was guilty of improperly handling the gun and endangering the life of somebody, first of all, what's the word I'm saying? I was going to say, first of all, someone just distracted me with EDB and I lost it. What was I saying?
I don't know, because I'm still trying to find the sad thing. This is going to drive me insane. My dog is going to drive me insane.
So anyway, the whole thing with these women is, for me, is integrity. And even though Alec Baldwin could have been guilty of harming her due to poor choices with a weapon, does not mean that the level that he was charged was appropriate. He
Look,
should not have an equal charge as the woman who loaded it.
could we all agree, at least on this point, he did not mean to shoot her.
That was involuntary.
He did not mean to shoot anyone. I mean, it was a tragic, tragic accident.
Yeah.
Should he bear responsibility? Well, he's bearing financial responsibility. That's for damn sure.
This is going to financially kill him.
Yeah. But
do you guys think I like Karen Scott earrings?
Oh, you must.
Well, you get a bag for every pair you get. I don't have that much, but I do. I'm heartbroken because they somehow disappeared. But people are talking about my earrings. I have these that have the little rhinestones. These two were my favorite pair, and I'm missing one of each. Can't find it.
So you don't have to have the same ones. You could wear.
I can wear one and one.
Yeah.
But the reason why I like these earrings, and that's I don't wear them all the time, is when you have hearing aids. Earrings that are close to your ear or certain metals interfere and can cause problems. This brand, I know I can wear without a problem. Yeah.
I'm very hard on jewelry, so you won't see me much in jewelry because I break everything. It's terrible.
Everybody's asking, or multiple people have asked, "Are you okay, Miss Diane? You look to be in pain." Okay, hold on. Let me get your sound on. Why won't it come on? You have to do it.
There are times that portions of my anatomy go, "Hi, I'm here. Did you forget I was here?" I'm like, "No, I've not forgotten you're here. Shut up."
Well, if it gets too much love, you can hop off.
Well, I'm gonna stay on about another 10 minutes and then I'm not gonna hop anywhere. I'm just gonna say good night.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so
yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think he should have been charged with the crime he was charged with. And people are saying well, he hired somebody that was inexperienced. Well, let's just break it down to this. Thel Reed, who is the best in the business, not just in the United States, but worldwide. He is the best in the business. He trained her. She just finished a film with Nick Cage. Why would anyone not think she wasn't experienced when you had the best in the world training you? And he recommended her for the job.
But she was too immature for the job for some reason on this set. This scenario, she couldn't handle it. And it was the bigger of, By the way, I have a question. You may know this. Somebody brought it up to me, and you might know. Is it true that there is another suit or case involved with either Helena or somebody? Could this been a plant? Somebody said that there was an inappropriate intimate behavior act, something lawsuit, something.
I have no earthly idea. Sorry.
Involved with one of the producers or the assistant director, not Helena.
With Helena?
No, not with Helena, but
Oh,
the other victim.
Souza?
I don't know.
Joe
Somebody
Souza?
said that there was some kind of allegations and suit and something happening, and they thought this may be a plant. Maybe there's something against Alec. I don't know. That's why I was asking you.
I don't know. This is the first I'm hearing. First I'm hearing about that. So I can't say.
I'm not going to go into soupy. Okay, sneaky side. I see you, love. Explain the earrings. Like I said, this is one of the brands that I can wear with hearing aids. Yeah, there's so many different theories out there, but moving forward, he cannot be charged for anything with this case. It's
Thank
done for
God.
him.
Yeah.
Civilly, it's just beginning.
Yeah, it's game over, and he knows, and they have insurance. I mean, he's gonna be fine. Trust me, he'll be fine. His mental status, I don't know how well that's gonna work.
Well,
for
I'm
him.
more worried about the mental than I am the financial. What was $70 million?
I don't know.
That's what he's worth? Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's all liquid. It's not fluid.
Well,
And if they get a $50-60 million award,
yeah, but he
then
could
he's
make
going to
it
have to
fluid if he had
liquidate.
to.
Huh?
He could make it fluid if he had to.
Well, yeah. But
if he had to. But
I don't honestly, I think from what I saw when he found out, the moment the police told him that she had passed, that was a genuine reaction. And I know he's not the most smooth-tempered guys, but I think he does have a good core in the sense of, I think now that the criminal case is over, he will probably settle and he'll be happy to do it because he does feel a sense of responsibility, but not criminal.
I agree with you 100%. 100%. I agree with you. And I'm not making excuses, but he paid for her funeral. He set up a college fund for her son.
All of that should be included in the suit.
And her husband is now a co-producer on the film Rust, and he took the position in memory of Helena. So are you going to crucify her husband? Anybody going to crucify him for that? And yes, he still has a civil suit with Alec. Even though Alec paid for the funeral, set up college fund, and made him co-producer on the set, he still, stop it, Frankie. He still has.
I think it may be more involving the insurance.
Yeah. So
but see, here's the thing. Just like in Maya situation, she's a child who's lost a mother, who's lost the guidance, the love, all of the experiences, the wedding day, the birth, the grandmother, all of that's gone. Future siblings for this person, because she was still young enough to have another baby.
Oh, absolutely.
So I don't have a problem so much of them suing the insurance. That's what it's for.
Right.
But can Alec Baldwin, I think the industry is, once all this calms down, I think the industry does realize, this was not an Alex Baldwin problem.
No.
This was a Hannah problem.
It was a Hannah problem, but it's also an industry problem because I wish, I can't find it now, and I don't want to take up your stream time by me keep scrolling to try to find it. But the SAG rules are so vague. I mean, in the one thing that I found, one section completely would exonerate Alec Baldwin because it clearly said in there The actors are not responsible for the handling of weapons on the set. That goes to the hired professional.
Yep.
That's the person that is responsible, not the actors. The actors take direction.
Well, and I'm going to say this, and I've said it before, and I don't want anybody jumping on me, but once again, I confirmed this with my actor friend who's been in a lot of big movies. We're talking bigger than Alec Baldwin.
Okay.
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 When you are on scene, you have a camera, and if there's any kind of weapon involved, they have a shield. Most of the time, they have a shield, right? It's clear glass. But they also have all the production and all the people off over to the side with monitors and equipment so that they're not standing behind the camera. They do the practice, which is what Alec and them were doing. They set up the frame, they set up the shot, they get everything marked. So when they film and there's weapons pointed in the direction of the camera, nobody's there.
Right. Right.
But the camera crew walked off that morning taking all that equipment with them. So the only monitor they had was on camera. And the director and the assistant director were looking at that camera. Now, if you watch the film that they showed, sorry, Diane, I'm talking fast. You tell me to slow down. If you see the film that was showed in court, where he's brought in by the young boy and they put him in the church pew and the camera's from behind him.
Right.
Two guys walk in and what did they do? Point their guns at Alec Baldwin. I know we've already said it. I'm already demonetized. Point their weapons at Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Directly, if you were to draw a line directly in the direction of where Helena and Sousa and Alec were all in that same direction. Nobody fussed at them for doing it because their weapon didn't expel lead. But I saw one of them do this.
Yeah, and
I'm like,
now that you're bringing that up,
they could have had a lead in theirs.
Yeah, everybody was saying, "Oh, but he said I never pulled the trigger." But yet, in his police interview, when he's demonstrating, you could see he's going like that. Listen, I'm not saying he lied. I'm just not. What I'm saying is that the man was in shock. Two people
but
were
here's
just
the other
shot
thing.
on his set by him. Could he have thought in his head, but I didn't pull the trigger, because maybe he thought he didn't pull the trigger? Was his mind cloudy as time was going on? I mean, your memories, I can't hold that against him, and I'm not going to. I stand firm.
Well, here's something that's going to help you out. The actor friend or acquaintance, I can't call him friend, but acquaintance. I had coffee. I asked about that, and I said, "Do you practice shooting? Do you practice the actual pulling of the trigger?" He goes, "Yes, but we know that we're told guns are cold. They don't have anything in them. They're empty weapons." At this point, I'm whatever.
Yeah.
The Trump thing demonetized me anyway. So, the thing is if you don't practice that motion in practice and then you go to get on film, you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
If you practice like this and you don't get in that habit of practicing it, when you go to film, you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
That's why they practice with an empty lead shooter.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why they've done it all this time.
And it's also upsetting me, Ada. I don't know if if you feel the same way. But, on Twitter and everywhere, people are like, oh, he got off on a technicality. No, he didn't. It was not a technicality. This is part of our Constitution.
If that was you, you would want that.
Yeah, this is part of our Constitution. Okay, rating violations and Giglio violations, that's stuff that you don't mess with. And if I remember correctly, the Brady violation came into, oh, bye, Diane. I'm sorry I didn't even, bye. I hope you're listening.
We can hear you.
I think it was like 1962, 1963, somewhere in there is when they made that part of our Constitution. It's a constitutional right. Now, nobody's saying that this evidence would have exonerated him or not. We don't know. Why don't we know? Because the prosecutor did not turn it over for it to be explored. So
I'm not going to sign. I know I don't have a deaf person on right now, so I'm not going to sign because I'm sore.
Okay.
So, but anyway, but you're right. And that is true. There's a difference between technicality and constitutional right.
Yeah. And he didn't get off on a technicality. And people have got to stop saying that because it's not true.
Well, and my son came in and his office is on the other side of my wall and they're thin walls. And he can hear me. He's watched a little bit and he games with some friends online that he's known since high school. And they came in this morning and started talking about it. And I thought it was great. I was a proud mama. He regurgitated everything I said. But I said, why were y'all? And he goes, because they were saying that he had the best lawyers. They paid the judge. They did. And I said, nope.
It's not what happened.
This prosecutor screwed up. And they said, but she didn't. I said, it doesn't matter. It's her department. It's like, do you know how they say?
She covered it up.
The boss, if you're in management, if your employee screws up, you pay for it too.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. And I kind of felt like this. It was a sinking ship and Hancock knew it. And she threw her under the bus.
I was like,
or she was not going to go down without her.
Yeah, I was really happy about that.
Papel, I think she needs to lose her job. I don't like that lady.
Oh,
my mother died.
She needs an attitude adjustment. And you know what?
Should hit her in the pocketbook.
Yeah. She needs a severe attitude adjustment as well as Morrissey too. But listen, this is why Spiro got paid $2,000 an hour. Okay. Everybody thought Spiro, not Spiro, excuse me, it's Spiro. Everybody thought, his opening statement wasn't all that, great. Well, no, it wasn't. I truly believe that he was very, very calculated in every step of the way. And when he caught Popple the day before, when he caught Popple in that lie, that's when they're like, we need to look into this. And I do believe, I don't have any way to prove this. This is just pure speculation, that either that Trey Tessel guy or Hannah's lawyers got in touch with them that night to say, hey, this is what really happened. And then boom, yesterday they made that motion to dismiss.
Well, a lot of people were saying, well, is it possible that they knew about this the whole time? I don't think so.
No.
I went back and watched the testimony of Popple, and when that testimony dropped, if you look carefully, all the lawyers are controlled, but they go,
Yeah. Did you not see
and then you look at Macy, huh?
Did you not see them scurry?
Yes,
All of
not
a
yesterday,
sudden,
but the day before when Popple said that. Yes. And then the camera cuts to Marcy, and you could see this. Oh shit.
Yeah, she knew.
She
And
knew.
every time Papa went to go answer a question, she'd look over at her, and then at Spyro, and then look at her. She was taking her direction from her, and somebody let the defense team know. Yeah, that went. I mean, I was hoping it was going to get dismissed, but I wasn't 100% sure because something like that hardly ever happens.
Well, they're
Ever.
lucky to get past the motion. And then to get past the motion, then you get the testimony. Then you get, I mean, it's a process as we saw. And most judges would not have the courage to do what Miss Summers did. Judge Summers, I got to hand it to her. Sometimes I thought she was.
I've never seen that before in my life. Never.
I've never seen a judge come off the bench, put gloves on, and say, why? Well, because the jury wasn't present.
Right. I've never seen a judge do and examine the evidence and like telling her, okay, put these in this pot. Show me the ones that are like this in this pot. She made her separate everything.
And she was the one asking she had an obligation to do that sort of, because when the Brady violation comes up, it changes everything. And not only she becomes the finder of the truth.
Yeah.
She's the one that she becomes like the jury at that point on whether or not the evidence was kept, how detrimental, all of that lies on her. I'm putting this in very simple terms. I'm not a lawyer, but my thing was with that, when I saw that, and then Pampel had to say that some of those lead shooters, some of the lead looked like what harmed Helena. I'm like,
when she let that go, that it was over. It
was
game
done.
It
That's when the judge, and then she said to Marcy, he's not requesting you to get up. I'm telling you, you don't need to get up here. Your testimony is not needed because we done. You lost. And it was pride and manipulation
exactly
that got her up there to try to save her own reputation. And if she was going to go down, it was going to go out on her terms, nobody else's terms but hers.
Yeah.
And she got on that stand and said that she knew about the evidence, but it was stored differently until they could figure it out. But because it never left Arizona,
that was all bullshit.
it did not get connected because it was irrelevant. They didn't collect it.
She was making that shit up as she was going along. I do.
Well, I'm not saying that may not be a little bit true, but she was sure spinning those wheels.
She was, and she had such.
I'm gonna say it.
Wait, did you see though, as she's testifying, she's looking at the judge. Did you see what the judge was doing? Judge wasn't even looking at her.
Not making connection.
No.
She was typing up what she had to. But here's something else I found. She was COCKY because she was sitting back like this.
Yeah.
Your Honor, let me tell you, it's almost like you're at a restaurant having a glass of wine and you're about ready to tell a long story. Your Honor, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I was all like, and then she goes, this and this would have nailed Hannah. I'm all like,
Kristen
sorry about that.
Says that she would like to see me at Sarah Boone. You will. You will. I will not be there every day. I will not be there. Well, I don't don't know if I want to be, I don't know about I wasn't going to go for opening statements, but now that she's defending herself, I think I might.
How far is that for you?
See, this is the problem, okay? And Courtney Clenny's coming up it's August 13th. I'd like to do a few days there. Courtney Clenny is about 3 hours from me. Sarah Boone is about 3 hours from me. So I am not like with Maya Kowalski. I went back and forth every day because literally the courthouse is down the road. It's a 15-minute drive, 20 tops. So I could go there. What did I miss?
It's on the screen.
Arizona is like a roach trap. Once you go in. Okay.
Well, now, what was the first trial you're talking about? I don't remember that name.
Courtney Clenny, the OnlyFans model that unalived her boyfriend.
Is that the Swan?
No, that's I want to go to that one too, but I can't.
Spell the last name.
Courtney Clenny, Clenney.
Okay, we're going to put that on our list. Do you know when the court date is?
Yes, August 13th.
We're going to have a mod powwow and figure out these dates. And the other one, Sarah?
Sarah Boone, that's been put off, I think, until October now, and who the hell knows what's going to happen with that. But that one's,
because I would love to have you come in on my channel and do lives.
I would do it, absolutely. However, like I said, I can't drive back and forth every day because they're too far for me. So
no, just when you go.
Huh?
Just when. When you are able and if you go.
Because I'm going to have to get a hotel room.
Yep, I'll send you a love gift.
Oh, Jesus. Come on, Frankie.
Well, now, last night was fabulous on the love gifts. Now,
come on.
That was the first time we just got monetized. Last night was the first. I've had a few love gifts, but last night was amazing. It wasn't a mountain, but it was more than I've ever done. And our memberships are going live Monday. Hopefully.
Oh, good for you. But you need to come up with somehow with the advertising that you're doing the signing or that you have someone signing. Oh, and by God bless Rob. Rob, I don't know if you're watching or not or listening or if you're going to pick this up, somewhere, although I will text you, Rob, because I have to ask you something anyway. But that was extremely gracious and generous of him to allow you to live stream him at the same time and signing. Because I was over there, okay? And when I found out, because I didn't know what you were doing until he said it. And I was like,
it was a last minute connection with his mod.
So I was like, I'm going to go over to Ada. Like,
thank you so much. I was on
people here in Rob's chat. I'm going to go to Ada's because she needs somebody over there. Okay.
Well, I love seeing you. It makes me feel special, and I really mean that. But I was on Recovery Addict and met his mod, and we got to talking because there's a sweet, sweet young girl who is going to school for ASL, and she's in her 3rd year, and I gave her a little bit of taste of what it's like because she's entering into the actual interpreter phase of her education. And I believe in doing that. Now, mind you, I have to monitor her and correct and all that, but she gave me just enough break to get water or go to the bathroom type thing.
That's great. I wish that. Well, are you going to get with Rob to see if you can do this every Friday night?
I'd like to. I don't have his contact. I got to go through his mod, and I invited both of them on tonight, but it was last minute, so I didn't think they'd come. And that's fine.
I'll give you his contact information. I got
But,
you, girl.
But
I would like for you to not just with Rob's, but I think you should get with Kurt from Uncivil Law. No, listen, I know everybody thinks that he's such a hard ass. He's not.
I'll talk to you later, but I would consider it. I would highly consider it. He didn't live in Texas anymore, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wait a minute.
He moved.
He did move. You're right. Where did he go? Oklahoma?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I'll have to email him.
He should have never left. Texas, once you get here, you should never leave.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, thank you, Kristen.
I love Ada. I was on Rob until that's what I did too, Kristen. Yeah, my brother was like, oh my God, yes. It was great. And you did great. My dog.
He was in. So anyway, he moved to the Houston area. Okay, what should we do?
Well, I think if you could get I'm going to talk to Andy. He's in Phoenix right now at the Mad Monster convention. Andy Signor, Popcorn Planet.
Okay, I don't know them by their personal names. I know Popcorn Planet.
But I know Andy.
Yeah.
We only live an hour and a half from each other. We see each other. Yeah. So I'm going to ask him for you because I don't want to put him on the spot. I'm not making any promises, but I'm going to explain the situation and that I think it would be beneficial for you to help you grow and to get the word out about your signing, that if people will allow you the right to stream their stream simultaneously and you're signing, because these bigger channels that get 5, 7, 8, 10,000 people
would be fabulous
viewing, even if just 100 come over, it helps you grow. It's getting the word out. So if you can do that a couple of times a week and then promote your own. By the way, on such and such night, I'm going to be covering this or whatever, or I'm having a special guest on, something like that. But you need that aid to open up the door to get you going. And that's the only way I can see it.
We had so many people on my chat and a few on him that were saying that hold on, that was saying that that they themselves or family member were deaf or extremely hard of hearing, or they knew somebody that would enjoy this, and that's part of my goal, is to open up this world. Diane and I can work as a team because last night I shouldn't have done that. But I'm also much younger than you, Diane, and I love you, and I hope you don't get mad at me for saying that.
She gonna beat your ass, girl.
See, my hands don't hurt. What hurts is this part of my back right there.
Is there
from
like
holding,
a special pillow or something that you could get for that?
I do. Actually, I have these little light blankets and I roll them up and I put them back there.
Okay.
But the thing is that you do what you got to do. And I said, I may stop before they're over, but I'll go as long as I can.
You went to the end. Because I was laying on the couch and I had the laptop on the side thing, and I was trying to go to sleep. I think I may have dozed for a bit, but then I woke up and I'm like, damn, she's still going. I was like, holy shit. So, yeah.
Oh, by the way, we are so close to 2,000. Oh my gosh.
Good for you.
Where's my, come on, analytics, show me the real number.
So, yeah. So I'm
60 away.
Good for you. So, yeah.
If we have a huge case, not this year, but next year, in your neck of the woods or somewhere, I might travel because I can take most of this with me. Actually, I'm purchasing a portable, all-in-one system with the monitor and the switcher. I just got to take the camera and mic and plug it in.
Oh, this dog.
So I can go portable.
Yeah. Well, you have a place to stay. Doors
Well, we
open.
need a good case next year.
Oh, I'm sure. Listen, this is Florida. Anything weird happens in Florida. Come on, Frankie.
But yeah, I can definitely, if this continues to grow, then I can definitely go and go mobile.
Yeah, that would be good. Now we have to figure out how to work it on the 1st. I don't know. Oh, that's right. I'm gonna see if they're doing it by Zoom, and if they are, then you can log in there and then you can run it. And then
you can come out and say, hey, I can pop you in.
But I don't know how to do that from my phone.
It's Zoom. I can get your audio. You call me. I have the same capability that RA does. You call me and I go right through the phone into my road.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
You mean you want me to physically go to Judge Boyd's courtroom? I plan on going and visit her. I'm only an hour away.
For who?
Judge Boyd.
Oh, Judge Boyd.
You don't like her. You don't like her?
No, she's all right. I see when RA runs some stuff from her courtroom.
She don't put up with nothing.
No.
She don't
I
play.
would not want to be in front of her.
Well, that's not true because she was the first time you're in front of her, she'll say, what do you need to make yourself successful? And she does what she can. It's when you don't do what you're supposed to do. When you show up to the court dressed nicely, when you know, she's not so bad. I've seen worse. Jules, my parents live in Inglewood and my sister in Riverside. Is that anywhere near you?
I was just typing my response. Okay. I'm down the road from Inglewood. Inglewood is in between me and the Kowalskis. Okay. We do Port Charlotte, Northport, Inglewood, Venice, and boom, there we are. So yeah, Riverside though is further away. It's further away, but Inglewood, yeah. There's a couple of nice places to hang out at in Inglewood. And if you like fishing, there's the Inglewood Pier, which is great to fish off of. But yeah, Not far at all, Christy.
No, sushi. I thought you said sushi. You said
No.
fishing?
Fishing.
Oh, okay, that I can do.
Fishing.
Sushi? No, good. That's sign language for fishing. You got it.
Okay. Kristen, but where are you? Where does Kristen live? Are you in Florida, Kristen?
As soon as she pops the answer, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll
So,
see. 'Cause if her parents are that close and she lives in Florida, we could definitely get together. I could drag her to trials with me.
So how are the Kowalskis doing?
They're doing good. They're doing good. I don't want to say too much. Because I never like saying too much without getting Jack's permission. But they're doing well. Kyle's doing very, very well.
Good.
Jack is getting back into the swing of things, and of course, I'm going to see them in 2 weeks, and that's it. I can say this: Maya did defer us 1 semester. She was supposed to start Miami University next month, but she decided to defer and for 1 semester. So she'll be starting after the holidays. So they're
Well, I think that's a good decision. She's not done with this. What's the motion for on the 1st?
Sanctions.
Because they're not paying. Can you explain that to my audience? Not everybody knows that.
Okay. Well, Ethan Shapiro and Howard Hunter did some
I know what
shady
sanctions
shit.
are. I just want you to explain it.
Did some shady shit during the trial. They withheld evidence. They both faced lies. Their inside court behavior was very poor by
Unprofessional.
But when it came to the family, so the Greg Anderson has asked for sanctions, basically a financial punishment against J Hatch, and they are fighting it. Now, when the sanctions first started to pile up, there were something like 20-something motions for sanctions, and they were sanctioning each other. So it's down to like 3. In fact, let me see if I could pull it up. Here we go here. Click here. And it's PZ.
Sorry for the misspelling.
FN. Agree. Search. This is how bad I am. I know their case number by heart. 2018 CA 5321.
So basically, sanctions are basically a financial punishment for misbehavior in the courtroom, but it's not to the point that it caused them to dismiss or cause a mistrial.
No.
But it is bad enough that it is a way the court can punish and keep lawyers in control of their behavior. And the sanctions can also go to either side. So if the defendant is sanctioned $100,000, right?
Oh, we just had a new filing.
Oh, if you get sanctioned on one side and the other guy's it sanctioned, whoever has they offset it. And then if there's anything over, then they pay it.
Okay, this was just filed on July 11th. John Hopkins versus Jack Kowalski, Maya Kowalski, and the estate of Beata Kowalski. By the order of the court, appellants agreed motion to permit the filing of both an initial brief and answer brief in excess of the word limits provided in Rule 9.210A 2B is granted. Appellant may file an initial brief which does not exceed 20,000 words. Oh my God.
Meaning what?
They have to, J Hatch is appealing this. So
right.
In order to appeal it, they have to write a legal brief. Well, what I didn't know is, now that I just found out, a legal brief, they're only allowed to, it can only be so many words. Well, I guess it seems that Chris Altenberg applied to the appeals court and asked, can they go in excess of the word limits? And the judge granted it. So that was filed on the 11th. So let's see how many sanction hearings is gonna, let's see. This is the thing here. This is when they went to mediation. Ordering court date is right here.
Ohio Palm Mom, did you get the number so I can take it down, because I'm technically not taking calls?
All right, let me see.
You're right. That family has been through so much. But you know what? If I had if I had Maya right in front of me right now, I would tell her she is more courageous in her pinky fingernail, just the tip, than most grown women ever will. And because of what she has stood up and done with the support of her family and a lot of people at her age, will be something that will impact young women like her and older for the rest of her life and their lives. And no matter how hard life gets, it's not, one thing I tell people when they ask about me, and I tell them, I've had a very hard past. Very hard past. However, everything that I went through in my past unknowingly was preparing me for what happened when my husband was charged and I had to walk through court, and him being in jail and raising 2 kids all by myself, and everything I went through. All of that. I don't think if I hadn't gone through what I'd gone through in the past, I never would have handled that situation. It made me stronger in ways I had no idea. I have strength I had no idea that I had. And sometimes it surprises me.
Well, she was, let's face it, she was forced to grow up fast.
She was. But how she handled it. Now, the big warning is when she gets off in college, and I don't think this will happen to her, but it can. Like with my son, he's 24 years old, and sometimes the things that happened in our past as children and we seem to be fine with hits us, and we have to deal with it again. But that's why I was talking to you about her mental health.
The
whole family has been courageous.
They are receiving help. That's all I'm going to say. They are receiving help.
Come on. Okay, come here. Oh, I know. You just.
All right, this is the sanctions order. All right. Wait, these are the ones that they withdrew. Oh, I'd have to look up every single one of them. I'm not going to do that. I can't do that right now. All right, this is GN. This is GIN.
Lakes.
Okay.
Yep, having a husband die of lung cancer infection is a cake compared to what I went through. No. I tell people, your trauma and your difficult times can't compare with anybody else.
That's right.
They're just as tough. Mine were just as hard for me as yours was for you. But I've been through a lot. Oh, yes. That's my hearing dog sensei. She alerts me to sound. My kids face similar. I remember. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So there's only 3 motions for sanctions that's going to be heard on the first. Oh, there's a Zoom.
Can you send me all that information, the sanctions and the Zoom?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have my email? Do I need to send it to you?
I don't know if I do. Let me look and see if I have your email. Let me look.
I'll just text it to you again to make sure.
Nope, I don't. Yeah, text it to me. I'm
you do now.
Okay. And then I will send this to you. And if you scroll down to page 2 out of the 5 pages, you will see
sneaky side. I saw your comment about medical leave and work and time to learn now which course is best for starting ASL, learning ASL. If you have Discord, please log into our Discord. Mod, can you put up our Discord, please? We have a section that says ASL interpreter, ask the interpreter. Comment in there, and then Diane and I can give you resources. Okay? It also depends on what state you live in. I am doing it right now.
Did Kristen ever come back on?
Who?
Kristen? No, I guess she didn't. I just want to know if Kristen lives in Florida.
No. Well,
Hazelnut Pretzel, I'm doing better. I'm not 100%, but yes, I'm doing better.
She says her son couldn't get very many services or medical care in Florida, unfortunately. I'm so sorry about that, Miss Kristen. I really am. She's in Arizona now.
Oh, okay.
She's in Arizona now. Her parents live in Inglewood and my sister in Riverside. That's anywhere near you.
Well,
okay.
Kristen, if you ever come to Florida to visit your family, definitely hit me up. We'll get together for real.
Oh, I should have been in Florida next week for a conference, but I couldn't go.
Where in Florida?
Orlando.
Oh, 3 hours away from me.
North, south?
Southwest.
You're southwest?
Yeah.
I was in Florida last year. I got my service dog and ended up in Washington for 2 weeks, Florida for 2 weeks, and Tennessee.
Where in Florida were you at?
Oh, Fort Lauderdale conference. The same one that's in Orlando this year.
Oh, okay. Well, that's 2 hours east of me.
Well, if you're ever in the Texas neck of the woods, you always have a place too.
Next summer, Jules will be in Idaho. I'll bet. No, I want to. Oh, I would love to. Kohlberger.
When? Maybe we can make it work.
It's either June or July of 2025.
Why don't we try and make that work? Because I'll have that portable system.
Girl, I don't have the money for that. You know who's going to be there? Andrea Burkhart, because she doesn't live far from there. She actually lives in Washington, but she's not far from Moscow.
Well, if you can get to Texas.
No, I'm not doing a road trip. No.
You can fly here. We spend a day in San Antonio or Austin. San Antonio is cheaper to fly into. And then we can fly to that trial.
Where the hell do you think I've got this money coming from, woman? No.
Well, that's why you need to start doing YouTube and getting things such as super chats.
Whatever. Mrs. Kevin.
Let's just see how I'm doing. I might be able to, for all your hard work and giving me all this stuff, I might pay for your airfare ticket.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, RA wants to go. Everybody wants to go. I need a breakout case. I need a case that's very good, that not everybody is covering, that people want to see on my channel.
Kohlberger, everybody's going to be covering Kohlberger.
Mm-hmm.
But not everybody's going to be covering it from there.
RA, I've already seen 3 people say that they know people are going to be there.
I know Andrea is definitely going to be there.
And RA? That's
is RA? RA's going? I did not know.
He wants to go. He says he's going to U-Haul for Corey Richards. No, different case. No. My brain is tired. I didn't get much sleep last night.
Wait a minute.
The Idaho 4.
All right.
That's I think what they're calling them.
Mrs. Kevin says RA wants to wait. RA says he's going to Utah for Corey Richards. All right. Well, that's different.
Yeah, that's different. Oh, Andrielle says, if you come to Texas, I need to take you to San Antonio Riverwalk in the Alamo.
Okay. What big cases are coming up in Texas? Anything?
None.
Oh, Jesus. Really?
Not yet. Well, I hate is our county doesn't even allow us. They don't film any cases, and we've had some good ones. In my county,
yeah, but they can't stop you from going.
Well, I can't be here and there at the same time.
Haley Mouse, if you start a channel now, Jules, you might have enough time to raise travel fund. Yeah, no, nobody's gonna watch me.
That's what I said.
Nobody's gonna watch me.
I started streaming court because I started because I was told, as I had an idea of doing Jail Widow, where I go and give resources and talk about my experiences of being a jail widow.
When you told me that's
right, nobody watched. But I decided I had all this equipment. I needed to stream.
Did you promote it?
Well, wait a minute. I decided I was going to do this court case because I needed to stream all day to try to work out the bugs in my system.
Okay.
And I thought nobody's going to watch me. So if I screw it up, nobody's going to care. Right? Look what happened.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Well, but you've got a hook. You've got the signing as a hook.
Girl, you got more court knowledge than I do.
Hazelnut, that's my point. See, because I used to co-host on Nerd Report. I did it for almost 2 years with Louis Lecca. But it was his channel and his equipment and all of that. And he would I would come in like you just had me come in, and I would co-host for him, or I would fill in for him. If he couldn't do it, he would hook me up and say, here, can you run the show for me? Yeah, no problem. But when I saw the amount of time and work that he had to put in, and I'm like, no, I like co-hosted because
Well, maybe we should do a co-host show. Pick a night of the week. We can do a show together. Split the super chats.
Let me think. Let me think on that.
Or what we could do is create a channel for you, and I run it on this end. Hold on.
You're funny. Yeah. See, I have a friend. His name is Mike. If Lisa Boo was in here tonight, she's not in here tonight. But Lisa knows Michael, my friend Michael Nothing. He's up in Canada. He's willing to set me up and run it and be the guy behind the scenes and just do everything that I ask him to do for free. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want, but he's like, Julie, but you need to. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I was going on my phone for something. To the calendar. So August 1st is a Thursday. Well, we'll definitely do something. How about Thursday night?
August 3rd?
August 1st.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll have to do something after court. We'll do it on August 1st. We'll do I still have our little thumbnail that everybody loved.
Good. You know, always deleted. I've done it myself, and I've had a lot of videos, and out of social anxiety and depression, I deleted them. Yeah. See, I get what Hazelnut is saying. I don't know, Andrew. She said give it a shot. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, he came up with a title. What was it called? I don't even remember what it was called. There's something. He already set something up there. I just don't remember what the name of it is. But
hey,
now
we should do the courtroom mole.
Well, Notorious Jules, the courtroom mole. You heard it here.
Oh, the jewel of the courtroom.
Yeah, but see, I have to cash in on the Notorious because Ethan Shapiro.
I got you. The Notorious Jules. Well, tonight is called Spillin' the Tea.
Okay, so ask me anything. Go ahead, I'll spill tea. Ask me anything. Ask me a question.
Any children?
3.
Boy, girls?
All boys.
You poor thing. But then again, maybe not.
You know.
Oh, chat, by the way, this is the time to ask her questions.
Yeah, if you've got questions, give them to Ada. I'll answer. I don't give a care. Knowing the kind of kid I was, I didn't want girls. With my first one, I was having a boy, and it was nothing less than that. I wasn't going to accept anything less than that. Then when I was having my middle son, I didn't care either way if it was a boy or a girl because I always knew I was going to go for a third. So then I had Michael. But then when I got pregnant with my third one, then that's when I got the itch. I wanted a girl. And in my day, they didn't have what they have nowadays, where before you didn't know until you pop that child out. I had myself convinced I was having a girl. And when Brian was born, I was so upset. Yes, I said it, okay? I was so upset because I literally convinced myself I was having a girl. And when they told me it was a boy, I didn't want to have nothing to do with him. It was terrible. They were like, do you want to hold him? Nope. And I remember saying, I cannot believe God did this to me a third time. So they took him away and they brought me to my room. And in about an hour, they came in and they're like, well, would you like us to bring your baby? No. This is a true story. They came in at least 4 times asking me, do you want us to bring you your baby? And I kept saying, no. I don't know. It was somewhere like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I go for a walk down to the nursery, and I'm looking through the window. I'm looking for the, last name. There he is. And of course, the nurses knew who I was, and they knew that I was the mother that kept refusing the baby. But the nurse saw me, and she came out and she said, "Do you want to hold him?" I said, "No." She goes, "Are you sure?" And I said, "I'm sure." And I walked back to my room. About, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes went by, and I walked back down there, and I'm looking, and she comes out again. And she said, "I don't have to bring him to your room." She said, "I'll let you come in the side room." There was like where they go to feed the babies. She said, "I'll let you come in." And I kept saying, "No, no, no, no." She goes, "Oh, just come." So she convinced me to go in. I sat in a rocking chair, and she wheels him in, and I'm looking, and then, yeah, she put him in my arms, and that was it. That was my baby. He was my baby. And yeah. And they teased me, but the two older ones teased me because I let Brian's hair grow almost as long as what mine is now. Not really, maybe to about here. And they always say, "You did that on purpose because you wanted a girl so bad you let Brian's hair grow." I was like, I did not. I let their hair grow too. I waited until they were like 2 or 3 before I let them get their first haircuts. But yeah.
I had 8 miscarriages before I before I got pregnant with my son. And I knew at that pregnancy that this is probably not gonna if this doesn't work, that's it.
Yeah.
So the doctor did something a little bit unusual, and, I was on bed rest, and I was happy because I was holding the pregnancy, and it was 8 weeks, and then I was like, "Okay, I'm holding it," because I lost up to 22 weeks. I lost a set of twins at 22 weeks.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But, all of a sudden, I started having the red flow, and I was rushed to the hospital, and they said, "Your placenta has ripped. You've lost him. Go home and wait for it. He's early enough. Nothing we can do." I laid on the floor for 2 days crying. I never passed. No more red flow. Nothing else happened. So I go back in the next week, and where they said they were going to do a DNC. And I was sobbing. But they had to do an ultrasound before it.
Yeah.
And I'm laying there, and the nurse goes, "You want to look?" And I said, "I can't see another deceased child. I can't." And I'm sobbing, and she forces my head, and they wrote, "Hi, Mom," and his little flipper hand was just doing that. I'm on bed rest, very precarious pregnancy, but then ended up in an emergency C-section and had him. His head was 14 inches and stuck. They had to reach up in me during the C-section. I was all like, "Oh my god." Luckily, I was numb.
I
I
had
was numb.
a similar experience with my middle one, with my Michael. I started bleeding and rushed to the hospital, and they're like, "Oh, well, we're going to do a DNC." And I'm like, "No, and I wouldn't let them do it. And they're like, "Well, you're going to have a miscarriage." Well, then I'll have the miscarriage. But no.
No, you're not taking it.
Yeah. And so I was put on bed rest, and I have my son. Sneaky Side says, "What wisdom about womanhood or life do you wish you could impart to your younger self, a teenager or young adult?"
Everything.
Wow.
Everything.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Sneaky. I wouldn't. Because if I knew then what I know now, I would not have my children. And they are a blessing. I would not be I would not be the person I am today because I had to go through some very terrible
experiences
as a I guess you would call it a young adult. Like, what do you call an 11-year-old? Like from 11
preteen.
Okay, as a preteen. So no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. And if ouch, Frankie, and if I had the opportunity to live life over again, I hope that I would go. I wouldn't change anything. I would just learn how to deal with it better.
I think I would just say be yourself. Don't allow everyone to influence who you are. I wouldn't give anything else because we have to walk through the experiences to mold us.
Yes, and if I didn't,
you wouldn't be who you are.
No, and
none of us would be who we are.
The unfortunate thing that I will say to everybody, not just Sneaky, but to everyone, is that I had a tendency to keep repeating the same mistakes. And I'm here to tell you, I'm still doing it. I learned, I know, but yet.
You want to go around the tree again and see if the fruit changed.
Yeah, pretty much. I like that analogy. Yeah, pretty much.
Thank you. I just thought of that.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, for me, like I said, I guess my thing for me is I went through some hellacious thing that most kids and people don't go through. However, I think had I not gone through that and I ended up in a situation like I did with my ex-husband, I would have given in. I would not have survived. I think that, we go through what we go through for a reason. And now look what I'm doing. Like the interpreting, all the stuff that I went through, everything that I've learned in my life has given me a knowledge set that most people don't have. And I use that in what I do. And that's kind of the same thing here. I think we all have to go through tough times. And there are some people who barely ever break a fingernail.
And you wonder, and they don't appreciate the life that they have.
True. But the other thing is that they lose a parent, which is a natural thing, and their world falls apart and they can't recover. Oh, sorry if I stepped on a toe.
No, it's fine.
But I'm saying, what I'm saying though, I appreciate and see people who've gone through things and become stronger for it far more than I appreciate those who haven't and never learn the skills to deal with things. And then when they have to, they're 50 years old having a crisis like a 10-year-old and they can't get through it. And I'm not saying that to be mean.
I was orphaned by the time I was 22 years old.
Say that again?
I was orphaned by the time I was 22 years old. I lost my parents at a very young age. And as a matter of fact,
I'm sorry for that.
My father and my mother passed away 11 years apart, exactly on the same day. August 25th.
Oh my gosh, how horrible.
August 25th, and then 11 years later, my mom passed on August 25th.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah. And yeah.
But it makes you appreciate the family you have all the more.
Yes. Yes and no.
I was waiting. I was waiting for that.
Yeah, no, yes and no. There's a backstory, and I have siblings. my two eldest sisters, I have not spoken to in over 20 years. And ouch. And it all stems back to my parents and my brothers. Matter of fact, their anniversaries are coming up now.
Amen, Andrea.
You don't have to be related to someone, but yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. You could pick your friends, but you can't pick your family. But my brothers are gone. I had a good relationship with them, but in 2007, I lost my oldest, and then in 2015, I lost my other one. But my two oldest sisters, no, I haven't spoken to them in over 20 years. It's been over 20
I have a
years.
twin brother that I haven't spoken to in over 20 years.
Yeah. So, and now, do I miss them? No, I don't. Because I never had them in the first place, if that makes any sense. So you can't miss what you don't have.
Yes, I get that. What I say to people is I miss what could have been. I was adopted. I was orphaned I was in the system at 7 months of age and basically orphaned. I met my mother and father in my late 20s, early 30s when I had my son. I had a little bit of a relationship with the father, had a better one with mother and grandmother. I met my half sisters, God rest them, but I missed the do you know how people say you're in love with the idea of love?
Yes.
I was in
Yes.
love with the idea of a family that was never gonna be. And because of that, I think it hurt my relationship with my adoptive mother a little bit.
I'm sure it
And my
probably
family.
hurt her feelings, right?
Well, I just don't think in a lot of ways that she and I are very different. She was very, at first they said, "If you ever wanna find your family, we'll give you the information, we support it," but when I did it, it hurt them.
I could
And it was more
imagine.
medical at that time. It was medical reasons at that time. But I tried to I just think no matter what you do, it's a no-win situation. But, my twin brother some people just don't deserve to be in your life, and you're better off without 'em. That's all
Well,
I'm gonna
that's
say.
what I tell myself,
Just because we were born at the same time from the same woman doesn't mean we have to be in a relationship.
This is true.
But I've always said, I've forgiven. If he wants to reconnect with me, I will greet him with kindness and see where it leads, but I'm not gonna seek him out.
You gotta go outside. Oh, I'll be right back. He's telling me he's gotta go out. Come on, you little.
I have a spiritual sister that I love far more than any other family member a sister sibling that I could ever love. And her name is Tracy. Y'all have seen her. She is fabulous and I love her dearly.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, I'm back.
So I'd like to let's wrap it up for the night.
Yes,
Last night wore my butt out, but I would love for us to connect in the day or so, maybe even tomorrow sometime, connect and let's talk about some of the things we discussed.
Yeah.
But I want to say first of all of you who joined me tonight came over from Rob and Ian, thank you so much. You blessed my socks off last night and again tonight. For those who were joining me who have been here, even more of a thank you. You all are a blessing. And I say this time and time again, I can't do it without you. My mods, oh my God, I love you so much. You are amazing. You are a great team. I've been I'm highly blessed and highly favored. I will say that. And please keep sharing. Please subscribe and get us out there so we can help the deaf and hard of hearing community. And we can eventually do visually assistance. So is Braxton in here? Oh, hi, Braxton. We're wrapping up.
Where do you see Braxton? Oh, right there. Hey, Braxton.
He is a mod for me. And he helped me get we got to get Rob fixed on his system, man.
What do you mean?
Braxton helped me. I don't have that spinny wheel on my end anymore. If it's spinning, it's on them.
So what's the what's with the buffering then? I just thought
it's settings. It's the fact that I had my camera and my monitors plugged into the memory board and not plugged into the video card, which made my system overwork.
Oh,
That's
see,
one
I
thing.
don't know anything you talk about. Like you
It's
see
how
what
it's plugged in.
What I got going right here. I have here. I'm going to take this camera off.
Yeah, no, it's definitely everything is definitely
see, I have
strategic.
I have that.
Your computer?
That's just a monitor over there. And then see, then it's my laptop. And then I have there you are. So, and then I have a light, and then I have a light, and then I have that.
The microphone.
And
okay,
then
you and I need to work on your lighting. And I was a photographer for 20 years, so I'll help you with your lighting.
And then I have the what do you call it? The camera. And that's wait.
You need to bring the hair light down a little bit. It's too high. And we need
to bring what?
That highlight.
This one up here? Yeah.
It needs to come down a little bit.
Okay. Is that enough?
See how much your skin tone has improved?
No. It won't take the wrinkles away, that's for sure.
Oh, there is a mode. Look, there is a mode. Watch this. I have a mode on my camera that touches up my appearance. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't have a fancy thing.
That's in the program.
So that's
take it off
what
now.
I have. So, you know.
I'll take it off so you can see the difference. There's the difference. But that does light you a little better. And your glare and your glasses are better.
Yeah, I can't help that.
No, you can't. Well, I have the glasses that have glare proof. These are my interpreting glasses. They're $1,000. But they when you interpret, don't want lenses that block the eyebrows because they can't tell if you're asking a question or making a statement.
Oh, that's interesting.
Then I got special lenses that keep all the glare from the cameras out unless I'm looking at the light.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
See, guys, you learn something new every day.
So if you look, if I have a rim on my glasses, look at my eyebrows. You can't. It's harder to see.
But I never
Our
thought
eyebrows.
of that.
People go, why do you make faces like? Because it's the grammar. Look at one word. Need is a question. Shoulda. Shh. Eyebrows down. Shoulda. Coulda. Must. It's all in the face. How are you is a question.
Now what did
Sarcastic.
you do? Oh, really?
How are you? Or like hungry? Do you hear my voice? Hungry? Like, yeah, you want me to fix you dinner? Hungry? Or
guys, did you know that?
facial expressions are very important in ASL. So that's why I have these expensive, they're the silhouette lenses frame. and that's why they're barely there. Now, when I have my other glasses on, it's much harder, and it creates a shadow. So when you see that shadow that goes in front of my eyes, so the
Yeah.
frame creates that shadow.
Hmm.
Makes it harder to see. I love EDB glasses. I want her glasses.
Yeah, but they said they're special. What is special about her glasses?
Because
I
she
know
went to
they're
this
cheap
thing
because
and they
they're like a
figure out
blue.
the color. See, I'm severely dyslexic, and when I'm not interpreting, I want those glasses because number one, different shades help with the way you read. Like I have everything black on my screen, and the print is white, but my words tend to blur. My letters kind of what they say move. So if I look at it and if I'm not constantly moving and I just look at it, it's like the letters start to do this, mush together. And so that's why it's important to different color gels, the little cellophane things that people used on the viewers. Remember those years ago?
Yeah, yeah.
In your math class, for example, with different colors will affect how your eyes and the print and all that worked, and it can help stop that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so I need to get some. I need to go and figure out how to get some.
Well, why don't you ask her?
I don't know how to contact her. I've sent emails and they get sent back saying this is not the correct email, and it's right off her page. Copy and paste it. I've tried about 6, 7 times and never got a response. I think one did go through and never got a response.
Did you try sending her a DM through Twitter? She's on Twitter.
Yeah, but doesn't she have a team that goes through all that?
I don't know.
I'll try it. We'll see. I'll try it. I do see letters backwards. My D's look like B's. My G's look like P's. My nines look like a P. My 6 looks like a B. Yeah. And I can write that way too. Now, I went through a lot of when I went into college at the age of 43, finally got help and went through a lot of therapy, and I can write normal now. Sometimes I mess up.
Who was it? I'm trying to think. What movie star was it that didn't find out that they were dyslexic until like they were in their 40s?
A lot of people.
So it's somebody, I can't remember who it is now, but it was like mind-boggling.
I knew I had a problem. I didn't know exactly what it was. And when I was in school in the 80s, they told my mom, and they go, "Oh, she's just doing it for attention." They didn't know much about dyslexia back then like they do now. They don't have the testing. They don't have the assistance with that. But when I read, if I'm studying and I'm trying to read, I don't read left to right. I turn it this read and read up and down.
Oh, you are strange. Just saying.
Dyslexia.
You're strange.
I bet you had trouble with foreign. I never took a foreign language. I did ASL. I went to college in 2013, graduated in 17.
Foreign language.
But it's not a written foreign language. It's not a written language.
Wait a minute. I just thought of something. Do you do
Latin
Braille?
and Greek roots was the hell of a class for me.
But do you do
Braille?
No, that wouldn't be. Yeah, no, never mind. That was dumb.
I played with Braille.
That's a good question. Braille is for blind people, not deaf people. Never mind.
But do you know what I have done?
No.
And I actually have video. I interpreted to a deaf blind woman.
Wow.
So their hands like this. They sit like this. And I put my hand in their hand. And I sign the way I normally would sign. And they just feel
Keller.
Exactly. And then they have something called protectile. So on their back, this is my finger. I'll do it this way. This is their back. So I'm in a conference hall. And I will draw square in the shape of the room. I will draw like this for the seats. I'll go up for aisle. These are seats. And I'll go, you're here. And then I go here and I draw stage, but I'm finger spelling it in their hand so they know what I'm doing. So I'll put stage, and then the middle, I'll go speaker. So on their back, when the crowd laughs, I scratch so she knows they're laughing. If there is music. If the person comes off the lecture and leaves the stage, I go the direction they go. And then if someone comes on over here, I go here and tap middle so she knows that that's a speaker coming up. And if they leave, I'll go speaker leave.
Wow.
It's really intense.
That's a lot. My high school boyfriend had, I cannot pronounce that word. Sorry.
Dysgraphia.
What is that?
He took ASL as his foreign language credit. I think it was the first year of our school offered.
Now, you know, I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what that is. So.
But,
GYSGRAPHI. It's a neurological disorder and learning disability that concerns impairments in written expression, which affects the ability to write, primarily handwriting, but also coherence. Well, that's a new one on me. Oh, so what did you think about? I know you got to go. Never mind.
No, we're good.
What you think about what happened with Trump today?
I showed it this because it was right before it was hitting the news, just before I came on. And I told people, I don't care what your politics are. I don't care what you believe in politics, but a person is a person. He is a historical figure. He was the president of the United States. And that two people have died in the audience. One person died in the audience. The shooter died. And we have one person who's hanging on to life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's horrible.
But what I want to know is, I have questions. Did you see the video of the would-be assassin after the Secret Service took him out? He was on top of a roof. I saw the video.
He climbed up high. Yep.
He's on a roof. How did the Secret Service not see this guy on the roof of a building?
I need to know where you saw that, because I've not seen that yet.
Oh, girl, I'll send it to you right now. I'll send it to you.
It's after we can watch it. It's after 2 hours. I mean, I have a video that I showed, and it was a lot. I didn't watch the whole thing because it was 30 minutes.
Wait, how do I forward this to you?
Just put it in the text.
I'm trying to. Listen, you gotta understand.
No.
What?
It should have 3 little dots, and you should be able to click on that and forward.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Okay, Ada, send.
Right,
the one that I just sent you is of him on the roof. And then, where's the other one? Then there's the interview with the witness.
I did get that. Was it a mother and son?
No, it was a guy in a red hat that saw the shooter and was trying to get the Secret Service attention.
Well, I haven't gotten that one yet, but I'll play the first one.
Okay.
We are after 2 hours, so this is may be considered graphic, but guess what?
I sent you the other one too, of the interview.
Yep. Breaking news. Oh, I have some new intros and new exits and new stuff. Okay, let me go to my Twitter. I mean,
No. Okay, Hazelnut, let me just say something. No. The video that you're seeing on Twitter of them carrying somebody out, people are saying, oh, this is the shooter, this is the shooter. No, that was one of the victims that got shot. The shooter was on a roof across from the field on top of a roof. The video that you guys are seeing on Twitter of them carrying the guy in the blue shirt, he's dead. He's gone.
Okay, yep, here it is. Let me put us here. Let me pull
That's
this down.
the shooter right there.
Okay, graphic. I am giving a forewarning.
I think they hit him because the guy he looks dead.
That's how close he was. How did Secret Service not see him?
He could have been way up in that tree.
I think they hit him because the guy
Yeah, I sort of have a swoop. I'll show it to you after this. I need to shorten it in that sound.
You can see the guy there.
Okay, guys, let me take this and switch.
And the next one is the guy that was standing at the tree line that saw that guy climbing up the building and crawling him. Listen to this. Listen to him.
Yes, so we had a party here all day. You can see behind us.
I can't hear it.
Sprinkles Farming Greenhouse here. We had a party.
Can you make it louder?
Hey,
I'm as loud as I can get it.
Trump up there. We're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees out there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rap.
Better?
Right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, but we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, and we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots rang out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? This is not a big place.
Did you see, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
That's incredibly shocking.
The guy was on the roof right there. You can see the white roof right there.
Did you get a look at him? Could you?
No, other than he was in muted colors, tan type clothing. We saw the rifle flinging around as he was trying to crawl. We saw the rifle, 100%.
Do you know about guns? Do you know what kind of weapon it was?
Oh, I absolutely know about guns, for sure. It was a rifle of some sort. I wouldn't know, I wasn't close enough to read the label on it, but
sure. But
it was a rifle of some sort. Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you process what you've just seen?
I don't know what to say, man. All I'll tell you is, if I walked up close to there with anything that Secret Service considered a problem, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you right now. But I don't know why a guy who we're standing there pointing out to police and Secret Service is crawling up the roof. Yes, we're right there by that tree. We were outside the security perimeter. But my question is, there's only a few buildings around here. Why is Secret Service not at every building here?
Well, there's a whole bunch of questions I think that are going to come.
There's a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, she was right in front of me. She kept going back and forth right in front of me. Yes.
Tell us about her.
I mean, nice horse, nice lady running with a flag. Seemed very, patriotic.
But what's the significance of her?
No, he asked me if I saw a horse.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I'm sorry you had to witness that. That was a terrible thing. And you should stay safe with your family and
gotcha.
Yourself. Thanks for your time.
Man. Somebody screwed up somewhere. Somebody screwed up because
that was too close.
Yeah, that was.
Yep. Well,
and
when
it doesn't matter
they first said,
I don't care. I don't care if you're a Democrat, Independent, Republican. Violence is never the answer. It just isn't. And, I remember, I'm going to date myself right now, folks. Okay. I remember the Kennedy assassination. I lived through that. I remember the attempted assassination on President Reagan. I never thought in a million years, especially the way things are now, that we would ever, I would ever see something like this again. Now, I'll be straight up honest with you. I don't like Trump. Now, let me clarify something. I always have to explain why. As soon as I say I don't like Trump, people automatically think it's political. No, it's not. It has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with, it's a personal matter, okay? And it has to do with what Mr. Trump, or President Trump, however you want to say it, Donald Trump, did to one of my family members back in the day. And it's something that has stuck with me and with my family. So it's like Alec Baldwin. He was a terrible person. He's a great actor. Love his acting skills, but he was a terrible person. Same thing. Donald Trump was a terrible person.
He admits it. He says, I am not what I was.
Well, I will tell you what my issue is, and I'll make it very quick, okay? When he was rebuilding in Atlantic City, of course, you all know I'm from Jersey. My Uncle Tommy had his own construction company, and Donald Trump hired my uncle as him and his company. I don't remember how many employees my uncle had at the time, but in any case, he had his own construction company
didn't pay him
to rebuild Atlantic City. So he got a big chunk of change when he first got hired. They're doing the work. Well, they're continuing to do the work.
Sorry about that, friends.
But there's no more money. And so he said, I can't continue the project unless you give me more money. And it was always going to be, yeah. They'll be writing you a check. No. My uncle had employees he had to pay, insurance he had to pay. He had to pay for his construction equipment, all of this stuff. Long story short, Donald Trump screwed my Uncle Tommy, not out of just a few thousands of dollars. My uncle actually did take him to court. Okay? So now he had to pay an attorney on top of everything else. Well, what did Donald Trump do? He filed bankruptcy and listed my uncle's company. My uncle lost $265,000. Do you know what that was in the 70s?
Like $5 million now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've heard this from other people, so that doesn't surprise me. But I will tell you, he learned from his father, and he should. Hopefully he becomes a better man. But I don't care if you're Biden, Trump, Clinton, any Bush.
Yeah.
I don't care where you stand. I am so appalled.
Yeah.
At
So
the behavior.
That's my reason why I don't like him, the man. Okay. That nothing
But
to
you
do with his
respect the
politics.
position.
Yeah, exactly. And violence is not the is not the answer. It just isn't.
It's one thing to have a personal experience with somebody. I can have a bad experience with somebody and you can have a fabulous experience with them. But as someone who was voted in office, whether I like them or not, I respect the position.
You have to respect the presidency.
That's all I can say. I don't want to get too political here, but that's how I feel. And if we have any of our presidents get shot at, I'm gonna share it.
It's you know
no
what?
pineapples.
At the end of the day, he's a husband, he's a father, he has a
Grandfather.
family.
Yep.
Okay. And that's it. Hazelnut said, no need to explain. Everyone can like or dislike whomever they want. That's why it's America. Yes. And Hazelnut, that's what I'm so afraid of. But with the events that took place today, people, Twitter was like craziness with the, we're going to go to civil war now and blah, blah, blah. Blaming them. Listen, we don't know what the circumstances of what this person that did this is. I do know his name is Jacques Henshaw, if I'm pronouncing that right. But in any case, it could be somebody that it may not have been a political thing at all. It could be somebody that was a little off. We don't know. But I hope not. I don't think we should not be fighting with each other. We should be united. And what happened today should be a lesson learned. And we need to unite as Americans.
And I'm going to say this. I know a lot of people are starting to scream about the Secret Service. Do you know what? They're humans too. It's harder to become a Secret Service agent than almost anything in this world. It really is hard.
Yeah,
but the thing is, and this is what I say, they are putting their life on the line every second of their lives while they are an agent. And if a mistake was made, they're human. They're doing the best they can with what they got.
This is a former president. And it could be an incoming president. You can't make mistakes. He was on top of a building. You heard the guy say it's not a very big place. They had Secret Service on roofs of other buildings. Why didn't they have one on that one? Yeah, they are human. They do make mistakes. But in this day and age, the way technology is, there was no reason for that to happen.
Well, that's true, but we don't know to the depth of how he got in. There could be a mole. There could be, God only knows. I'm not going to get on. But is Twitter at civil war right now?
Yeah, it's true. Right, Mrs. Kevin? It's true. They're going nuts on freaking Twitter. They're going nuts on Twitter. And it's like, and I just kept posting like, this is not the time for this. This should be uniting everyone together.
And see, at first they kept saying that he was hurt on the way down. But when I saw his ear in that little chunk and went, all right, I got to say this. I don't hear the sounds, but I can feel the on my eardrum, and as loud as all this is, you put my hearing aids in with this through, you're going to be in so much pain.
Yeah.
So I felt it was like pop, pop, and he went like that. There was a total of 8.
Ada.
He emptied the weapon. Yes,
Ada,
Mr.
if he
Braxton.
if he would have just turned, because he was on his right side. If he had just
Any way he would have
like
turned
that,
would have been.
instead of getting here, he would have got right there. Right there.
Hey, Mr. Braxton.
Hello.
Hi.
You're not going to put on camera?
Oh, no. No. I am not presentable, nor is my room.
Neither am I, and I'm on.
I just want to jump in real quick. I've got
Okay,
a bunch of
Braxton.
facts.
Braxton, this is how I feel about that.
Yeah. One moment.
I'm kidding, hun.
Okay.
Hey, I love this.
Yes. That's fantastic.
This is what I was using for Morrissey when she screwed up.
Yeah. Oh, that was a wild thing that happened.
Oh, definitely. Oh, someone once talked about my swoop. Okay, here it is, but it doesn't have sound to it. So I have to do it at the same time, 2 places.
Okay. Oh, is that your dog?
That's my little girl.
Aw, that's cute. I like it.
Okay. You, the voice of reason, has joined the conversation.
Yeah, let's hear what you have to say, Braxton. I'm curious.
So I followed this. So I got home right as this was happening. And I've been watching Kurt. So the shooter was off to the side. And Trump had turned to look at his slides, at his like big graph. And as he turned to look at it, the shots were fired.
Right.
So if he hadn't have turned to look at the slide at that half a second minimum, like, it's insane.
He wouldn't be alive.
No. Like, so there were several shots. There's the first group, the second group, and then there's the last one.
I think the last one was Secret Service, though.
Oh, 100%. That last one was absolutely Secret Service. That was them just. And can we, that is impressive. The Secret Service, single shot, that's all. We're done. Threat over. And the guy who decided to shoot at him, it didn't even get him.
No.
Okay. And so the reason they couldn't see him, he was on a sloped roof, crawling up this sloped roof. So he was coming up to look over it with his rifle, like army crawling.
I know, but Braxton, what about the guy that was down on the ground that saw him, that kept telling the cops and pointing to the roof saying there's a guy up there?
No defense for that. No defense for that. But that's why they couldn't see him from their position. They should have had more positions. But the other thing is, it was a long ways away. It was over 400 feet. Like, it's not that far away, but it's outside the venue, which they should have even more security on.
Right.
And it's so sad that other people were injured as well. Like,
it's sad. It really is.
And I got to tell you, if Mr. Trump is the character that he's been in the past, one time there was a car accident involving one of his limos and he wasn't in it. Mm-hmm. He took care of their vehicle, bought a second vehicle, and took care of all their medical bills.
Yep. Like, Trump at a human level Like, and what he does is what
my
he's done for
gosh.
people is great. What?
I can't put this up on the scene, but I have an actual photo leaked of the alleged shooter that tried to harm Trump, deceased.
Send it to me.
Mm.
Send it to me. Text it
Is
to
there much left above the torso? Send that
It's
to me in
just the
Discord.
head.
me. Yeah,
Oh.
they said it. They blew his head off.
Oh yeah.
It's this, I gotta say, I see worse than this, but it just absolutely infuriates me that these young people destroy their lives and the lives of other people.
Yeah.
Mm. And to the folks that went out there to support him, you know, they never went there expecting that, you know, a family member wasn't going to come home today. Sad. Yeah. It's very sad.
It is.
Yeah.
And it infuriates me.
It's needless.
Absolutely.
Like, this is needless political violence. Like,
it is. I agree, Braxton.
Like, and that's the thing. Like, this isn't just violence. This is strictly political violence. That we have a system in the country. Sure, we can rant about the system all day long, but it's set up to be peaceful. We shouldn't have to harm each other. Like, I don't understand the mentality that is going on.
Whoa, yeah, you can't put that up.
No, Braxton, go to Mod Corner in my Discord. Well, I'll just copy it and send it to you.
I got it. I see it.
Yep. I've seen far worse, but
Yeah,
not
but
showing
you can't
that.
put that up. Yeah, you can't do that.
I find this stuff, Hazel, because I have a kick butt mods. And by the way, if you go over to Discord to As the Gavel Drops, and they have a bunch of people that do research and get a bunch of these documents and things. If you are a what I call a court geek or court junkie, and you really like all that stuff, go over to them. It's awesome. They got great researchers.
So I just threw a picture in
this
Mod
I can
Corner as
share.
well.
We can share this. I can share that.
Yeah. Like, I think it's a pretty good illustration of.
Yeah, but I don't know how.
Yeah.
I'm going to be careful in sharing this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to try and embiggen it. Okay.
Nice.
Look up.
Yeah.
Madam.
Jules. Yeah.
So he was here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As Secret Service here, he was here. So somehow he came in through here, crawled up that pitch.
Yep.
But they should have had somebody on this.
They should have.
No, that's insane. Like,
yeah.
That's close enough.
Yeah.
Like,
they should have had somebody on top.
You look at the map and you're like, where are the places a sniper could be? I don't know.
I would like. Let me find it.
Well, but then again, they could have swept the area, and the guy could have been hiding somewhere, and it happens.
Well, they said they didn't. They said the witnesses said they didn't see him climbing up until after it happened. Like after he started his speech. So yeah, have you seen the video of Secret Service firing?
No, I didn't see images of that. I just saw the camera on actual Trump. I had to go live, so it was kind of like I didn't have the time to get everything. But I don't need to show that here. But send it to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it in there.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
This is my cousin Melvin.
Oh.
And it was 10 years ago today that we lost him in the line of duty.
Oh.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I apologize.
Well, I've told you, I come from a law enforcement family. I back the blue, but but the good blue, if that makes sense. And
well, guys, it is after 10 o'clock. I've been doing this for 3 hours. After last night, I'm exhausted. I couldn't go to sleep. When I have a good night, like I did last night and tonight, it takes me a while to calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I take Xanax, so there you have it.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm not there yet.
Yeah. Well,
sure
I hope you never get there because I can't sleep without it.
Yeah. But I appreciate all of you for coming on, listening, putting up with me.
How do you say goodbye?
Oh, let me show you my new stuff.
How do you do goodbye? How do you do goodbye? That's it.
Goodbye. But wait, I want to show you all this. Stay on. So here is, you missed my opening, so I'll show it.
Okay.
Welcome. I am Ada K. Grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's hop into court.
I love it.
And then I have my code red flashing, popping.
What do you use that for? The code red.
When the shit hits the fan. If I had that yesterday, when all this crap was going on, I could turn just like EDB. I could turn my lights red.
Oh, okay. You
saw my breaking news.
Color. No, I didn't. No. What's the breaking news?
Okay, let me see if I can. Oh, I got to get the button right. Sorry.
I like the code red. Red is my favorite color, just in case anybody out there wants to know.
Well, I have 2 breaking news. I have one for like emergency. If I was on when this happened to Trump, I would have done this one.
All right.
Breaking news.
Very professional.
Or this one.
Breaking news.
I like the first one better.
And here is my exit. I'm not exiting. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. I hope you have an awesome day. Till next time, take care.
I like it. It needs to be a little longer, though. It cuts off too quick. Like just about 5 seconds. That's all.
I know. No, yeah. I've never done any of this before.
So you created this stuff on your own?
Yeah, using Canva. They give you templates. You can manipulate it, change it.
Yeah,
I added the sound. I added the text. Yeah, I'd made it.
Did you see what Andrea said? You better give the
what? No, I didn't see it yet.
Code red.
I did. Flashing and banging. Coming up. No, when we go code red for real, I'll be saying, okay, anybody who has light sensitivity, flash sensitivity, or sound sensitivity, when the music stops, it's over.
I'm impressed. Your skills are good. I couldn't do it. I don't have the patience. I don't.
I'd rather
Well, if you need something, I'll work it.
I just rather do guest spots. This way I don't have to worry about any technical stuff, nothing. Send
What do
me
you
a
think?
link. Jeff from Legal Vices, he'll message me. Can you come on with me today? We're talking about whatever. Yeah, send me the link. Or, like I said, Lewis, Andy, any of them. Just send me the link. I don't have to mess with any of this stuff.
Yeah. What do you think, Braxton?
I love them. Those were fantastic.
Really? You're not just saying that?
No, I really liked them.
They're good. Why are you even questioning it?
Right?
Because I'm competing. I'm competing with the best of them.
Well, you're doing good. The only thing is on your exit one, just if you could just make it about 5 seconds longer.
I can stretch it out.
But your intro, oh my God, I love the intro. The intro is so you. It's you.
Yep. But I can go in Canva and kind of tweak the other one. Definitely. But I'm happy. I've done well. And our fabulous mod, Miss Kevin, has been working on our thumbnails for our membership levels. And Monday, our membership should launch.
Good for you. Now, did you make a link tree? See, I know all this stuff. I just don't know how to do it. Did you make a link tree?
A Lincoln?
No, a link tree.
What the hell is that?
Okay. It's where it's called a link tree. Look it up. You can figure it out. But you do your link tree, and on the link tree, you put all of your Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, whatever. If you have an Amazon wish list, you put that there. Your coffee fund, you put.
You mean in the description?
It's called a link tree, and then you could pin it to the top of your chat every time you go live, or you could put it in your description.
I have it in my description. I created my own, but yes, I have all of that listed.
Perfect then. So you should.
I just didn't know what it was called.
You should let people know it's there.
Okay, I will. Maybe at the end of my exit to add time, I'll add, please don't forget to check the link tree in descriptions on how to contact me.
Yeah, there you go.
I will do that. I will add that in.
Very cool.
I will.
I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I need to visit with you tomorrow,
Yes,
Braxton,
ma'am.
if you can.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay.
I should be able to.
And okay, Miss Jules will contact maybe tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Not too late.
I am.
Because remember, I'm later than you. Like right now, it's 11:30 here.
Oh, it's cool.
I don't know what time it is where you are.
10:30.
Okay. Oh, you're only an hour difference, but okay. All right. Braxton, where are you at?
Utah.
What time is it there?
9:30.
9:30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 9, 10, 11. But I want to say this, Jules, I am so blessed you're feeling better. It is so awesome to see your face again and hear you and chat with you. It's always a joy.
Thank you so very much. You're always so welcoming. I appreciate you. And yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for putting up with my mouth. Braxton, it was nice speaking with you.
Nice speaking with you.
Hopefully we'll do it again. Only I want to see your face the next time.
He's working on a green screen.
I am. It's almost perfect. I wasn't planning to jump on tonight, or I would have set it up.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Trust me, I've seen his room.
All right. So what is it? It's this.
Goodbye.
Everybody,
so long, farewell. I hate to say goodbye.
I will talk to you tomorrow, Mama. Everybody have a great
Blessings.
night.
Sleep
night.
well. Bye,
Bye.
love. Braxton, thank you so much. You were so awesome. You really are. And you have a fabulous night. And all of you who are just amazing. And I want you to know we don't hear it enough. You are fabulous. And I hope you have a great evening. Until next time, see you later. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. I hope you have an awesome day. Till next time, take care.